wake up, don't speak for a couple of weeks. I'll be in his place till he calls and says he's sorry. This situation's on repeat, just like a scratch on a CD. It just gets deeper when you hit rewind. How many nights will you make this decision? Nights ending tears and it's blurring your vision. You know he don't love you, but you're holding on to. Scream through the phone even though he won't listen. So I'm still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left hearing you say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than you rescue? I'm feeling kinda used, yeah, like a drug that you take when you're sick of crying all your tears away. Is that all I am? All I want is for you to be happy. You know this ain't healthy. Do I make you happy? How many nights will you make this decision? Nights ending tears and it's blurring your vision. You know he don't love you, what you holding on to. Scream through the phone even though he won't listen. So I'm still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left hearing you say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than you rescue? I'm doing everything he doesn't do, but I'm still not enough. Even your parents know I'm good for you, but I'm still not enough. You wanna be done with him, you're stuck with him, 'cause you don't have the guts. And after all I've done, I'm still not enough. Still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left hearing you say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than you rescue?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another night of the ESL Challenger League, where we're going to be taking on Pain and the Fluffy AIMERS as a matchup. Pain opened their season last night against Nouns. Didn't go the way I expected. Nouns taking the 2-0 there, John. But Fluffy AIMERS, that might be a little bit of a different story.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, Fluffy Amers are obviously an up and coming team. They have a couple of veteran presences. I say veteran, maybe in quotation marks, a couple of seasons for Learcy and Jason under their belts in ECL, but the rest of the squad are all rookies. This is going to be extremely, interesting, let's say that, for this squad that's coming up here. The first match of the season against Payne, it doesn't get rougher than that, I think, Mike.
No, it really doesn't. Let's take a look at the groups that we've got here so we see the story that's laid out here for Fluffy AIMERS. Because frankly, well, Pain, you know them, you love them, you know what to expect for them. Maybe you don't expect them to start out 0-1 on the season, but Nouns were realistically going to be their toughest competition, with the exception maybe of the Evil Geniuses
Yeah.
in this group, at least from initial expectation. Looking at the rest of it, Group B's got some interesting conflict for it, right? Nouns obviously starting off well with a victory over Pain, set themselves up with a really clear chance at the 1 seed. You've got that Evil Geniuses squad that was so very good last season and should just be continuing to gel as a unit. Now, with the addition of Hex, you've got Team One, who have been a little lost in the reeds lately, didn't
Yeah.
do so well at the RMR, have recently removed their coach. So they're a little bit out there, but still definitely have the potential to be dangerous. Timberman, we know, can be dangerous with their rebuild last season. And then X13 and Mythic will find themselves somewhere in the middle of that pack, won't they? So Group B, pretty spicy here, John.
Yeah, no question. I mean, I think you summed it up pretty well. I think Mythic's always that fun wild card that you never know what you're going to get from them.
Yeah.
So, like, they could make the playoffs one season and then go in relegation the next. So, I don't know. This could be their season to make the playoffs. We'll have to wait and see. They have been competitive against pretty much everyone in the group here and on multiple occasions throughout the last couple of months. So, you never know what's going to happen with them. But yeah, I'd say Pain and Nouns are going to be fighting for that number one spot. Maybe with Evil Genius in the mix, they did impress us a lot, especially Junior, who was one of the best players in Challenger League last season.
Looking over at Group A as well, since this is our first look at it, it's pretty spicy. And you've got your established names of MIBR and ATK, who are definitely expecting to be towards the playoffs.
Yep.
But then when you look at the next two spots, Strife, Party Astronauts back in ECL. Love to see these guys competing again with a slightly new look roster. Detonate performing so well last season, acquitting themselves well, didn't get to make their RMR campaign, but still a team that has some interest in them. And then, I mean, Limitless, Take Flight, Snakeston, I think it's going to get pretty spicy for those last two spots.
Yeah, there are a lot of interesting teams here. Even Take Flight, a new addition, but they've got some familiar faces there. So they're interesting. Detonate, as you mentioned, unfortunately couldn't go to the RMR for multiple reasons. I mean, it was just unfortunate. A series of unfortunate events, let's say, for
Yeah.
Detonate. But Party Astronauts, saw them play last night up against Nouns. Man, they're looking good. Obviously, like you said, a bit of a different roster, but they still have Pwn Alone, Ben Leet and Viz, Sixy and Chop added to it. It's actually, I think, more potent than they've been ever before. I love the firepower that they have. Obviously they have to gel a little bit, but we're seeing the promise already from them.
It's a super interesting roster, and I mean everyone outside of Sixy as well, coming from Evil Geniuses at
Yeah.
one point or another, to different lengths of tenure. But let's focus in on our matchup here because we do need to set the stage, even though. Frankly, I don't know how much of a storyline there is to build into this one. Payne coming off of an amazing run at the RMR, almost making the Legend stage, a brutal marathon series against Furia to just miss out on that, but really looking good, looking like a team that's come into their own. Big Uzera's looking incredible as the IGL. Skulls and Zevi have been pulling off crazy performances as the young guns. And then, I mean, even Hardza and Nekis have had their pop off. So Pain Gaming looks so very good. And this is like drawing the SAT on your first day of first grade, right? For Fluffy AIMERS.
Yeah.
It is the toughest possible test we could imagine for them in ECL right now.
Yeah, there's absolutely no question. It's kind of like, I don't know, Mike, when you pass Go in Monopoly, you're like, oh, I get $200. And you land on income tax, and you're, oh, well, now I lost all of that instantly.
Yeah.
Whereas the pass and Go is making it to ECL, and then income tax is facing off against Pain in the first match this season. Yeah, they've got a few changes. I shouldn't say a few. One change on the Fluffy Aimers roster from their run in relegation. Hoggy was put on the bench. I'm not entirely sure why that reason was, but he was their opper. Maybe they just saw DA was available and they said, hey, we're going to pick him up because he was playing with multiple rosters over the last couple of months. He was with who was it again? I think it was, I have it written here somewhere, Mike, and I'm losing my mind. Mystic, there we go, in CCT NA Series 3, and then played with Tsunami in Advanced. And he had ridiculous numbers throughout the last 3 months: 25 games played, plus 157 kill to death differential, and 86.6 ADR. So I understand why they went after him. They're hoping he can perform at the ECL level, but again, still a rookie, not really tested against this level of team.
Completely unproven. And I mean, when you're going to have Zevi and Skulls on the other side, right, there's not going to be a lot of chance to prove yourself. Right? Let's take a look at the veto because we do have it. We do have to get through it pretty quickly here. We've got first pick from Fluffy AIMERS is going to be Inferno. They opt to ban Nuke. Pain bans Overpass. Picks into Anubis. Okay.
Okay.
A little Anubis pick up against the AIMERS. And then Decider will be Vertigo if we get to it. Now, yeah, I mean, look, I'll be honest. I don't think map pool really matters in this one. For Fluffy AIMERS, it's showing us that they can go toe-to-toe with Pain, but it's a huge opportunity, right? Because if they can, suddenly I am thrilled for this team. Suddenly I am so excited to see their campaign in ECL. It's just probably not what you're expecting.
No, yeah, it's probably not going to be that good for Fluffy AIMERS at the very least. You know, they got 2 out of their 3 main maps, Inferno in being one of them, and Vertigo, if they get to a map 3, will be the other one. But Anubis has been very, very tough for them. I mean, at least over the last couple of, I would say, advanced playoffs and relegation. They played it twice, not a huge sample size, but 0-2 there and a -6 round differential. So, and that's against teams that are not at the level of Pain, of course.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
say the least. Very different one. I mean, Pain realistically is a team, if we're just going to talk about this squad for a little bit, they're a team that's pushing into the top tier, right? I think that with what they showed at the RMR, with some of the teams that they beat up on, that they played incredibly well against, they are showing that they're a team that has a very serious campaign that they're making to be considered in the tier 1 of global Counter-Strike, much less NAECL. But here, what they're trying to earn is another path back into the Pro League because they had a good showing in the Pro League last time. They have a great potential to get back there, and that's what they want to do here. We're going to take a little break, folks. When we come back, it'll be time for map number 1. It'll be time for Inferno.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Hopping in the server, and we are live here on Inferno. Fluffy AIMERS going to be their best chance to really show us what they got. Next up, we head to Anubis, and well, that might be a tougher affair. So what do we got from the AIMERS? What do you think we got here, John?
Well, I mean, players to watch out for anyway. Probably going to be Jason. I think he's been one of those players that have been top fragging for quite some time for the squad. Usually he's at the top of the scoreboard against Snake's Den and Tsunami throughout relegation. He was at the top indeed with almost 100 frags combined amongst those two BO3s and did a ton of damage, in particular up against Tsunami on Inferno, which we are here on right now at 93.1 ADR. So let's see if he can replicate that performance. He's the first point of contact potentially on Banana here.
Interesting. Nekis is just setting up a flash for Biguzera, but it does mean that Biguzera is very alone on this first phase, and he's going to just get deleted, so there's no chance to do anything about this. Out they will move to try and find the space. This is now a little concerning. And around they move. So back in towards A they go. Despite having gotten that kill, they're going to draw the rotation over. And, I mean, it's a good call for the Fluffy AIMERS, right? Get the kill, split the defense, but it's being read a little bit here by Pain. Once again, they're committed to dualies into the angle, and Skull's just going to get deleted. He gets baited forward. And now these pistols are seeing great results. Peeping. 2 quick pops, and the bomb's going down. I don't know how much of an attempt Sevy and Nekis are going to be able to get in this. Now, Nekis unarmored. He's got nothing to save, but he's also got nothing to get him through this on. So, look for some exit frags, and he will not find any. My goodness, that's relentless from the AIMERS.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, indeed. 1-0 in their favor. Don't lose a single body. Just the pistol round, so we can't judge too much from that. But pretty convincing start for them at the very least. Pain Gaming immediately going to go for the 4 spy here. They got a couple of 5.7s, a Deagle, an MP9, and the Scout. But the Fluffy AIMERS, they've already got the 3 AKs and the 2 Galils and a decent chunk of util as well. So we'll see if they can continue off of their hot start here on the pistol round and get a follow-up against a Pain Gaming squad that can be difficult to deal with on rounds like this. But DA, the newest addition, is going to get the opener. Then Nekis finds the trade, and Skulls charges down mid to drop Sacrifice. Look at this.
This is something Pain are so very good at. They're so lethal in every round that you just can't feel comfortable. And ooh, the bomb just slips into TX. That was a huge couple of kills coming through from Peeping and Learcy. Getting this back under wax. Still, the rifles are the ones that have escaped, and the bomb sticking around. Doesn't have information. There's a double swing in towards alt mid. Nick is able to punish that, but the trade's on. Done from Dia. Skull's still definitely a threat here, though, in the 1v2. He pulled back a number of rounds like this at the RMR. Let's see if he could find a little success like Monterey. Gotta make a read here. As he makes his way towards A, he is making the right decision. Bomb will be down. It's a post plant. No kit, of course. Gonna make this tough here.
Yeah, Skulls over the last month sporting an ADR of 81.5, leading the team with that. KDR 1.20 and 28 3-kill plus rounds, including 5 4Ks. He has been monstrous.
This might be a situation of just playing for the exits. They've already done so much damage, right? You've got a rifle into the next round.
Yeah,
he was out of position. Spot. He was very far away. You don't have the kit. So he's going to back off. If he can catch a kill on the exit here, that'd be great. It's already good economic damage, but the Fluffy AIMERS is going to be very happy to make it through this 4th buy.
Yes, indeed. Better than you might expect against Nouns yesterday on Inferno, losing 10-16, and that quickly changed once they got the nuke. It was a back and forth insane affair where they lost 20-22 in double overtime, but still, you know, not the best of starts for Pain to their ECL campaign. I think they're going to be playing a lot of their matches early on in this season, Mike, because they've got a lot of other commitments, obviously, with how well they're playing internationally.
Yeah, there's this little thing they got coming up in Paris.
Yeah. A little bit tiny, just a tiny thing.
They don't invest much into this round. Nekis picks up armor. They toss around the 5.7. That's just out of Skulls, right? Spreading the wealth of his pistol. There's a Zeus for hard Zao. Love that. Where's the rifle playing, though? On towards B. So Skulls will be sticking on the site. Playing around the edge of the lamp. I mean, this could work if they come around the corner. And right now, Painter trying to give nothing away.
Dia waiting at the bottom of mid. Pain have a good setup towards B. It's their strongest setup, of course, with that Galil being there. Everyone else onto pistols. But if Fluffy Aimers go in the other direction, we'll probably have smooth sailing. Probably. Up against the USBs. There's that 157 on Big Uzera on the A site. And it looks like Fluffy Aimers with 50 seconds left are leaning heavily towards B.
Oh, this could be really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Question is, do they make the cancel call once they see the rifle if Skulls can get some damage? I mean, if they just kill him, it doesn't matter. Over the smoke, Jason. Play into this. Thinking about it. 30 seconds. Now they won't really have the option of the bailout. Now they've seen the gun. Are they going to go through? The timing on that smoke is brutal.
Only 25 seconds. They kind of have to.
Now they have to. You're right. You're absolutely right. That kill in the pool will encourage them. There's Nick. He's getting himself with the USP. They're just trying to keep the rifle alive. Skull's able to drop off. Drops the bomb. Oh, he needed one more. If he gets one more, this really gets out of whack. But as it is, the bomb is going to go down. 3 players survive. And these unarmored pistols just don't know if they're going to be able to do anything.
No, they're done. Yeah, Sacrifice and Peeping at the last 2, but at the very least, Pain have made these 2 rounds very interesting. One with the Force Buy in the previous, and that with just the Galil saved over in a 5-7. You know, you've got a couple of players down to the ground. If you get that third, like you said, maybe it gets a little more spicy with only 13 seconds left on the clock, but it would still imply that Pain Gaming has to get the rest of the frags with just their pistols, and it was still a far cry. Either way, 3-0 for Fluffy Aimers, and now, well, we really get started. First full-on buy for Pain Gaming, 3 A1Ss, the A4, and the big green and 7 quite reliable with it. He gets a shot fired off, but as he gets flashed by the utility of the Fluffy Aimers, will fall back, and I would say wisely. More passive play from Pain here, not going too aggressive.
Fluffy Aimers have shown a willingness to play with the clock, though. My last execute. Problem is now the guns are out. Now the util is out for Pain as well. Maybe a bit of a tougher ass. Sevi was just waiting for that spam to come through and just rips the trigger. Didn't see anything. Just saw the tracer and tried his luck. So that's one way to get an opening. Unfortunate for Jason. Going to be taking a back seat here. Speaking of finding the tracers, I think they're going to find it. You really don't want to give any information away to Pain if you can help. Skulls up on top of the half wall. It's a decent setup with Nickies. They don't have any utility anymore, so they're committed into this. There's no bailout nades. Skulls, I suppose, get away? They're playing off of contact, and speaking of contact, here it comes! There it goes! Round over. Setup works to perfection.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Great job setting up a player towards logs, then one on top of the half wall. As soon as Fluffy Aimers walk into it, you get that one into logs, and that cubby, in fact, across from logs. And that's all you really need from that player to attract the attention. Then the other one on top of half wall can just unleash a flurry of bullets, and that's exactly what happens. Pain pick up their first, and Fluffy Aimers, because those previous 2 rounds were not clean, are not going to have a buy up here. It's just going to be 3 Deagles, a Glock, and a P250. Little bit of armor. In fact, Sacrifice and Peeping have full body armor, but Dia only the body armor. Pain gonna rattle off a shot there. That's Zevi with the AWP towards mid. They're just waiting for the Fluffy Aimers to come to them. Opening shot fired and connecting onto Peeping. He sees another player as well. He's got Hardzao supporting. This should be a pretty cut and dry round here for Pain.
Yeah, you would expect, especially now that Zevi's got his opener. He's going to be all over the map, especially here towards the A site, right? Just setting him up to get those initial frags. He's been so lethal with it lately. Now that he's got the op in hand, he is one of the big problems to try and solve here for the Fluffy Aimers. And without a ton of util into this round, it's hard to do that. Interesting they brought the 4th player over here. They're trusting Nekis' position, his ability to stall out, but he's giving up the half wall, so he's just info hopping. Well, easier if Bigu just goes forth and kills everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty much done here. Learcy, last one standing. Bottom of T ramp.
You don't have faith in the P250 no armor 1v5 against Pain?
No.
It's shocking, John.
Completely.
They're going to try and play the smoke fade. Don't blame him. Even gets a shot off, so... You know, I mean, in terms of you have an impossible array of non-options, you might as well try that one.
Yeah. That was a non-starter for the Fluffy Aimers from the beginning. As soon as Zevi gets the op frag to open things up, it's just all downhill from there. Not a single body dropped on Paint's side either, so that builds up a nice little economic foundation. Didn't have to invest too much utility into the previous round as well. So this is a great recovery after the 0-3 start for the Brazilian squad. Hardzal gonna go for the run boost with Zevi, and it was good, but no one's there on the other end for the Fluffy Aimers. They're playing it a little more passively, although a couple of players have made their way towards the bottom of Banana. The rest are either at alt mid or at the bottom of T ramp.
So they shifted the third player over towards B to dump the util early on. Big Uzera just dumping his nade set, leaving it for his teammates to use. That's one of the reasons why Zevi couldn't stick around in that mid fight indefinitely. He's actually going to set up, I think he's in the Hall's Peak, and Zevi, oh, it's 1-for-1. That's a great shot from Peeping. Had to have been an instant headshot or he's gone, but they have a flashbang for it, and now it's set up. So, I mean, a 1-for-1 exchange that is pretty good as far as the Fluffy Aimers are concerned. The problem is they still have to deal with this B set. Curious about how many nades Big Uzera left at Church, because they may not be able to use them over on the Pain side. They haven't picked them up for sure. It's just smokes hell right now. Smokes better be deployed now. Nekis will dump his. They're waiting for a flashbang to come through. Waiting for this push, and it's a boost instead. They trying to wait this out. Now they will go. Well,
Eventually
missed on the coffin smoke.
Okay, there we
Skulls
go.
wants to challenge it, but they were waiting for that gap. They're not ready for Nekis. Down goes one. A second as well. Nekis might get overwhelmed here. Does decent damage on the Dia, but it's still going to set up a 2-on-2 in the post.
Ooh, Hardzal getting connect on for a couple of shots. Will that result in them calling for the save? I mean, 2v2, you got a chance here, and definitely more than that as Hardzal finds Dia. Jason, the last one standing, 1v2. Hardzal and Bigu just have to get that trade. Jason comes around the corner, wide swings, but it doesn't work out. Big Uzera takes him down. Diffusal comes through, and Pain do indeed recover after a bit of a slippery start.
Who needs a trade when you can click heads like that? So equalized up here. Off the bomb plan. I'm actually surprised there's not more available for the Fluffy Aimers. I guess they haven't had the full loss bonus built up, so they will be a half buy here as they try and get their money right as of next round. If they continue to get bomb plants, it really won't matter what happens. They'll be able to keep investing in here. Utility is going to be the big issue here. 1 HE, 1 smoke. Goodbye smoke. I think that might have been supposed to be the nade. That definitely was supposed to be the HE. John, that was the wrong nade. Well, they're both gone now. All good. He got the nade eventually. Did damage on the Nekis. But they are out of util at this point.
Yeah, it didn't go the way they were envisioning for sure.
Maybe
Gotta throw the right
time-
nade, guys.
Well, that smoke. Oh my goodness. That cross smoke. I think that was from Bigu. That is horribly misthrown. There is a big old gap on the right side of it.
What is happening here?
Maybe a little bit of shenanigans. I
don't
mean,
know.
you have to imagine for Pain, playing a lot of CS lately, this is not their highest stakes game. But still, we expect it to be pretty buttoned up. That's a nice kill on a Hardzal. Get her done with the Deegs. Rifle will be ferried away, but Zevi's got to be careful not to get caught. He will do exactly that. Nice maneuvering, nice shot, and drop. And with them clearing out bottom ramp, now the big threat is for the Fluffy Aimers. Can we hold on to the bomb? Because they need to reclaim control of it. This could be bad. Pain, fortunately for them, are not pushing down the T-ramp, not going for the bold play. They'll fade back towards sites, but it means that Fluffy Aimers are going to have to waste a ton of time just getting this C4.
Yeah, and only 34 seconds left on the clock. They've got to grab it quickly. Neck is info hopping. He does see one, likely going to toss the incendiary afterwards. He's waiting a little bit longer before deploying it, but the Fluffy Gamers are actually leaning towards A, and maybe because of Dia's position, but he gets deleted by Big Uzera. So now it's up to Sacrifice and Peeping. They charge up. They're going to get a bomb plant out of this, and they might. Peeping finds Big. Zevi gets the trades. That's the bomb drop, but he goes down as well. This is getting a little interesting. 7 seconds. He can't grab the bomb. There we go.
There we go.
Finally, he's got it, and we'll plant it. 1v2.
Chance to win. He's the player with armor as well. Nade to chip him down early. Neki is trying to swing back in, trying to find space, but the spam tips him off. Skulls playing with him. That is way too close. What a round for the Fluffy Aimers. I mean, bringing that down to one player surviving for Pain, getting the bomb plant out of it. That is a phenomenal result considering how little they brought in and how little impact they got off of the little bit of utility they did have. So, I mean, this sets them up. There's plenty of money for Pain, so no harm, no foul, provided they keep winning. But this now sets up Fluffy Aimers really well into round number 8.
Yeah, really no hesitation, right? Going down lane. Both players charging up. Their apartment's presence is gone. They don't care. They know there's someone over in pit. They get that one. And the surprising thing for me is finding the second trade afterwards in order to ensure the bomb plan and get the 1v2. Well played. Hurt the economy of Pain. And now, well, at least Pain is going to be struggling a little bit thereby. It's not too bad, though, at the end of the day. They've still got 4K plus, or actually 3K plus for 4 of their 5 players, so it will be fine. The thing is, up against the Fluffy Aimers, who will have 4 AKs and an op this time. Let's see what they can do with the superior firepower. Given the space this time, Mike up Banana. 2 Fluffy Aimers. Nekis tries to reclaim it, and wow.
Laser beam. Man's got a laser beam right there. They're going to come in to challenge him again. Perfect timing on the flash. I think Sacrifice was blinded up there.
Yeah, he was. But it might have been his teammate's flash. Or Nekis. It was Nekis' flash, probably. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Still flashing it out, making it happen. Molotov to force them back, and this one's not going so hot for the Fluffy Aimers. So, you know what? If you're Pain, you can maybe lose as many bodies as you want against the ecos, provided you still win them, and then you keep it clean against the guns. It's like the reverse of how it should work, but we'll allow it.
Why not? Well, Dia, one of the players I talked up a little bit in the pregame. To see if he can shine here. What a nade. Dia, Learcy, and Peeping all take damage from it, and they're forced back 20 seconds now. They might call for the save at this point because they have no path forward into the site, and they indeed are. They're
bailing. They're bailing. This is going to be tough. There's a little bit of money on Sacrifice. Not much is going to be able to be dropped. Maybe a deagle from these surviving players. But they are going to back off. That means we're going to have 5 rounds in a row for Pain as they start to heat up here. It's kind of what we expected once the guns come out. Just is a bit of a different story. I guess with the max loss bonus, it's actually decent.
Yeah.
So they'll get some guns going. They'll get something working. But limited utility on a couple of these players. See what Fluffy Aimers are going to bring to us. The faster play's been working.
Yeah.
On the pistol rounds. Now with all the utility in the world for Pain, right? The ability to make that faster play work starts to get limited.
Yeah, the reason it did work, you're absolutely right, because Pain didn't have that much util to work with in that round.
Here's a change-up, John. The op is over towards B. It's not just a player coming to drop util. It's Zevi looking for his first fight. Hasn't been playing here. Flashbang to get around the corner. Diaz just trying to drop some shots, but he leaves himself a bit exposed, and Netkeys knows his angles. So now they'll leave Zevi alone. Now they can reinforce towards A. First kill has gone their way. They got the op posted on the angle he wants, and they've sectioned out that whole side of the map with the big zoom banger.
Neck is looking good. More than a kill per round right now at 11 and 6. He's carrying the load for his teammates, but everyone else is playing well. I mean, that's just the story for Pain. Anyone can pop off at any moment. Peeping. He's going to toss a nade in towards Pit, but I mean, fact of the matter is we're just seeing the skill difference at this point on the gun rounds.
Yeah, it's one of the cool storylines with Nekis, right? Is that he removed himself from this team once upon a time.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
he said they were stagnant, they weren't moving forward, and someone needed to make a change, and it hadn't been agreed upon by management, so he was making the change himself. Okay, let's go Arch. We'll talk about the story of Nekis here in a moment, because right now Peeping can make something of this round. Nekis, the man himself, is trying to come back in and regain this, but it's all going to be about timing from his library peak. He's got the spot, he's got the info, he can hold the angle, but Peeping's got the kill. And now for the Pit, pressure is on. Figuzera's got to look 2 ways at once, and the Pit player sectioned out can't help him. So here we go, overwhelmed on site, and at this point, Zevi might just need to think about the save. That is a disaster for Pain. They had the right read, they had the right adjustment, but they just could not get the kills.
Yeah, no, I mean, excellent util from the Fluffy Aimers. The smokes isolated all 3 fights that they had to take towards the A site. That meant that they had the numbers advantage each time. It's at least 2 players, maybe even 3 in some cases, having visibility. So well played by the Fluffy Aimers, giving themselves the advantage there and finally taking a 4th round. There'll still be a buy-up for Pain in the next, but that's pretty impressive. But yeah, Mike, you were talking about Nekiz, and obviously he played with Oplano for a little bit. Nothing really to write home about there. They went for the RMR. Didn't really succeed, of course, and that was back for the previous major. But then PKL on February 6th decided to step down for personal reasons, and that's when Nekiz was added back into the fold.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a great thing to find, right? Because it did seem like the philosophy difference and where to take this roster was between Nekiz and PKL. But you have Big Uzera stepping into the in-game leading, so bringing in an experienced player who knows the system, who knows some of the ideas that you might want to run, you've got a lot of experience and chemistry with, helps support Big Uzera. And he's talked about it where in that old roster, he was the second voice. So now that he's the in-game leader, they don't necessarily have a dedicated second voice. Instead, it's the whole team contributing.
Yep.
At least per the picture he's painted. So nice opening pick here. Damage on the skulls as well. Utility very effective towards top banana. That'll start to train Pain that they can't get away with everything here in terms of aggression. And I mean, if Fluffy Aimers can crack through this, the money is gone for Pain.
Yeah. This is a pivotal round for them. They do have a couple of players in life support. Jason and Peeping only 25 HP combined. And on the other end, Pain only has skulls below the halfway mark at 15. Everyone else still at full. But the B site is vacant. No one is there. Big Uzera realizes it and he's trying to get back in time. And I think he should be able to get here before Fluffy Aimers go for any type of execute. In fact, they still have the bomb on the ground at the back of Banana. So they're probably waiting to find a little bit more of an opening.
He was just trying to sell this. He really wants to try and funnel them back in towards A. They're trying to make a hard read here at Pain. It's a big gamble. It's working. It's working. This is the read that they're making, is that if they show any presence late, ooh, that's where they'll coax them back towards A. And now with the presence in towards apartment, they are pulling the ripcord, but with that kill from Peeping, will that draw them back around? No, they've seen the op. That seems to be enough. It's stalling them out a little bit. Peeping, if he gets checked, he's caught, and he is indeed down. But now it means that this is going to be a retake. Big Uzera fast on the flank. He's got the read. He's got the information. Still, they can't beat them on the foot race. Bomb's going down. Well, the Aimers will have a site to defend, and they've got to be so very ecstatic that they got it for free.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just a fantastic adjustment, right? With Pain trying to bait you out into that exact play and realizing, having the force of mind to say, whoa, 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 hold on a second, guys. They are literally hoping that we do this as soon as that off play comes through. And they go right back to B, which is free and clear for the taking. Good utility usage here by Pain. Big Uzera is going to come in trying to get one, but he doesn't. Jason hits the headshot. And now this is really tough for Skulls and Zevi. Their money's not great. And the situation also does not favor them, and they will be falling back, for the save. So that's Zevi's gonna get one, and then loses his op though.
Yeah, without the smoke, that's so tough to get past. That's so tough to get through. So the op given over, at least found one exit, but Fluffy Aimers happy to make that trade.
Yeah.
Only Skull surviving. Zevi will be able to repurchase in, and with the money on Big Uzera and Nick, as you imagine, they chase this, and indeed they will. Probably only one player severely limited. Still, things are getting a little spicy here.
They are.
Was not really sure what we were going to get out of FA, but off of a huge performance from Peeping, big credit through to him. He's doing work on that rifle. We've got a competitive game.
Yeah, and I mean, talking more about Pain, Mike, it's not just the RMR that was impressive, right? In Pro League Season 17, they made it to the playoffs. They defeated Liquid in the first round, lost to Mouse in the second round, but competitive in both matches, right? Just crazy stuff. And then in Blasphemous Spring Showdown as well, Mike made it to the grand finals, but lost 0-2 to Imperial, so they missed out on the spring finals, but still won 12.5K for finishing second. So they've been very, very competitive.
Yeah, they've been on the grind. They've been on the grind. They've been one of the most lethal teams competing in North America. By far, but we set up the storyline. If FA can do it here, I mean, even taking a map in this series, that would be huge for our, frankly, estimation of this team going forward. It's a huge chance to prove it. The tougher the opponent, more impressive. A trophy belt if you do win.
Yeah.
What's the util look like for these players? Smoke. There's a little bit available for them.
It's not great for either side, but I would say slightly better for Fluffy Aimers, right? 3 smokes and 3 flashes and a nade.
Comes to play. There's the spot. Smoke out. Hard's out, trying to provide himself a bit of cover. And Zevi finding the kill. There's the opener they were looking for. Still, Nekiz is a bit out of position. They're going to challenge, and he's going to win. That's a nice bit of play around his own smoke, and he'll condense the angle as well. Has to commit. They're just trying to race through this, and Jason gets caught on geometry. Uh-oh. Skulls into the angle, and he will not Miss. There's the recovery Pain we're looking for. That's them back into the lead.
That looked a little bit messy for Fluffy Aimers, and you can't have those types of rounds against Pain. You have to have the previous two where you're perfect every single time, because if you make one mistake, well, Pain will likely get 3 opportunities out of that one mistake, and that's exactly what happens with Skulls racking up the easy, or at least made it look easy, 3K up against FA. Jason just, yeah, like you mentioned, getting caught against Geometry, and it was because he was flashed. Couldn't really see what was ahead of him. And now Pain Gaming have retaken that lead and settled things down a little bit, but Fluffy Aimers are still going to bring a good chunk of util, 3 AKs, a Galil, and a MAC-10 here. Peeping, going to be firing into window room. Those wall bangs, hoping to connect on something. Isn't. That's okay. Fluffy Aimers still taking their time. They've got a smoke toss for Arch side that will guise off visibility for Big Uzera, and with that happening, he decides to reposition from Cubby towards Moto instead.
Done a good job of holding onto their nades here, have FA, but now we need to see the picture of what it is. We seem to want B. We've seen them get coaxed off of this before. A minute on the clock now. The Pain Gaming side have gone a little quiet. They're starting to take top banana over for the T side. You see off the flashbang first contact. Wanted to chase this up. He's gained a lot of space. But he's also detected the op. And as a result of that, they're going to redouble their confidence towards the B site. The thing for Pain that I'm noticing is they're not holding Molotovs.
No.
That's been a problem for them. Now it's going to be about the hit. Smoke is up in a timely manner, but they're going to challenge through it. Flashbang's not quite on. The Skulls, he was expecting one, and he doesn't get it. So because they go through dry, he's playing anti-flash. He's just dead automatically. And that's going to be a sight, and almost certainly around. This should be a save.
Wow. Again, great util usage. Pain, you're right. I don't know why they're not investing in the incendiaries, but they're deciding against it, and it's kind of costing them because Fluffy Aimers, you know, when you go for those types of executes, it's really useful to have that Molotov to toss right down in front of Banana and then slow them down quite a bit, and then it makes that setup that Pain had a little more potent, but because Skulls was playing anti-flash very late on in that execute, he just goes down for free. And Pain have to go for the save afterwards. Fluffy Aimers, all 5 players still standing. This is a very successful round for them in the half. Not looking too shabby. 6-6, all tied up.
Very good indeed. And I mean, that round as well, a lot of it just comes down to Pain is expecting a flash that never comes. Skulls is trying to play anti-flash, trying to anticipate it and make the play beyond. And frankly, here, you might just need to simplify a little bit. This isn't going to be, you know, the team that throws every single piece of util exactly to expectation based on the meta. They might just get a little bit messier with it. And that time, they challenge through the smoke without a flash. If you were looking, the first player out is a dead man. Because you're not. Oopsie. No reverse. See if they start holding on to the Molotovs. Burn them a lot early. One's already down. I think it was Big Uzera who went over it. So here's the shift up. He's committing towards B earlier on. But it does mean he's dumped some util early. Sevi with an opener. That does help. You take out Peeping as well, the top performer. It's a good way to get this round started. They're committing. This is so bold. Just trying to clear out the angles, but there's so many bodies here, and that was a big risk. A big risk that Skulls is going to have to pay off, and he'll do exactly that.
Wow. I mean, great recovery from Skulls, because that was extremely aggressive from Pain, trying to bully Fluffy Aimers down Banana, but Fluffy Aimers stood up for themselves quite well. The thing is, Skulls just got a couple of nice lineups, and now Lyric's by his lonesome with Dia. They're still going to try and make something happen here towards the B site. 53 seconds left. Util toss. Skulls by his lonesome. Now we'll have the cover of Zevi.
Soon, clear him out.
The smoke.
Flashbang from a teammate gets him towards the Scylla, though. That's what he was hoping for, and he's going to make good on it. Down to just Dia, who challenges through tree. Woo! Trying to make a bold play here, trying to get the reroute towards A, but does he expect Big Hard's out to still be here? No, and Hard's out to the footsteps, so it's all good. Interesting idea. It is definitely the off-the-wall play, but Pain, they're ready for it.
I mean, I really love that idea, to be honest with you. Hard Zhao obviously in a perfect position to counter that, but if he wins the duel with Hard Zhao and is ready for that positioning, then he has a free and clear bomb site and knows exactly where the last player is going to be over at B. So Well, at least there was a nice effort. Good ideas coming through from the Fluffy Aimers, and their executes and strats look pretty solid so far. Pain Gaming managing to stave them off that time and hang on to the lead, which the Fluffy Aimers haven't had since it was 3-2 in their favor, since, of course, those opening rounds that they built off the opening pistol round victory. There it is, waiting behind the smoke. Zhao's already got a fight on his hands, and he takes care of peeping. That will help Pain here with the early man advantage found.
Outside Zhao as well. He's been a little quieter, content to mostly stick around in towards A. Not been as implicated in the action. Bigu gonna see if this spreads. If it doesn't, oh, he gets to save his smoke. And now he's got a really cheeky spot. They're gonna think this is clear. Although, as I say that, they actually don't hold on to the angle, so they should not think it's clear. What do they want to do? Got this controlling towards apartments. They've thrown out a lot of utility towards A. They don't have anything to show for it. And instead, well, they're going to lose a body. Zevi re-clearing, retaking that space, punishing them for it. They've got top banana now, but it does mean that Learcy has to get the bomb. They haven't found this contact yet. They're just trying to go contact. They're just trying to go dry. And at this point, Pain Gaming have learned to adjust. I think very far back. Not giving them the space and keeping their crosshairs trained on the angle. And that's exactly why Netkeys knocks down both. 8 rounds found for Pain.
Yep, Pain not too fussed into that round after that opening frag. And now we're on to the 15th and final round of this half. And the money is not great for the Fluffy Aimers. That said, I mean, last time they had pistols only. They had a lot of success. Managed to make it down to a 1v2 and in fact, almost came out with the victory there, but just fell a little bit short. This time they'll have a Galil in the mix with a MAC-10 as well, so we'll see if they can find similar success with more firepower. Up against Pain, though, with 3 AKs, an M4, and an AWP, it's not going to be easy. Bigu getting a little bit antsy here, peeking up through windows, going to toss a nade into alt mid. Will that connect? No. Not for any damage at all. No one's far enough up here for the Fluffy Aimers for that to have any impact.
They're holding their nades. The thing we've noticed, right, is they've held their nades, but then they've frequently gone contact in towards sight, and I think it's because it did catch Pain off guard once or twice.
Yes.
So the oddball play did definitely catch them, but now Pain have adjusted. So using these nades, holding on to them late, and then executing with them is a good idea. Because we have seen that they have those takes. There was 1 or 2 where they really had good util usage on towards the site. And that's what we'd like to see. This is grouping up to be a Halls pop. Maybe. They're taking to Boiler, actually. Bombs solo in Halls. That is... I hate this positioning. I hate it a lot. Now the flank is on for Netkeys. They just made no noise on Banana for way too long. It's the problem with waiting things out, and it's just going to be a clear up. Learcy last alive. It's a non-starter. We're going to the half.
moving in synergy, this electricity, the power of the pioneers, tearing through history, this is our destiny. We are the power, we are the change, we are the pioneers.
Into the second half we go. And a little bit of utility picked up for Pain Gaming. So they're going to try and get on towards the site and get this bomb planted on down. Fluffy AIMERS showing us some nice things in a couple rounds there, John. But not maybe the complete picture just yet.
No, but definitely some nice executes, catching Pain off guard with some plays that Pain aren't used to, right? Just expecting the more complex setups, but they're just kind of throwing some straight stuff at them. Pain adjusted and looked pretty clean towards the end of that first half. Now they're going to get onto the offensive side here. Let's see if they can start to really put the hurt on Fluffy AIMERS, or maybe Fluffy AIMERS will be able to put on a nice defense.
Yeah, I mean, third player's floating over, so it's not a bad read. Here's going to be the exact. Pressure's going to be on for Dia from the pit. Molotov out. Forces Dia wide. Forces Dia dead. Sacrifice. Able to trade this. Oh my goodness. Sacrifice. Hitting shots at the right time. A little bit more exposed than they needed to be, but it's still going to have to be Sacrifice once more. Dancing around the pillar. This USP looking so very good. Sacrifice doing it all. And that's going to be enough. A 4K from the site above and beyond.
Wow. Sacrifice standing on his head there, getting 4 frags. Only had 5 coming into the half, so almost doubles up on his scoreline in one round. And Fluffy AIMERS, at the very least, looking strong in these pistol rounds. And the only reason, I don't want to say the only reason, but one of the main reasons why they even got to 6 in that first half was because they won pistol and then got the following 2. So, I mean, we could see a tie scoreline come through here if Pain decide to save up here because they didn't get the bomb plant. And yeah, they're going to go for 4 Glocks and a Deagle. Only that Deagle and a decoy bot up. Not sure what Skulls is thinking about with the decoy, but maybe he has a plan in mind. Sacrifice takes care of Nekas. And this is MP9s across the board for the Fluffy AIMERS. Sacrifice needs to be careful. Can't go too far. Zevi could pop him in the head if he does. Zevi looking for that shot. Can't connect on it. And Sacrifice is going to stay here because he's got Dia supporting. This is all Fluffy AIMERS at this point. They're just spamming away with the MP9s. Hardzow's down to 10 HP. Now they're jumping through the air. It is just all Fluffy AIMERS up against those Glocks. 8 rounds picked up.
I mean, we didn't expect much from Pain, but no damage. Certainly the way you want to go if you're FA. So only 1 round separates these 2 teams, but here does come the investment for the Pain side. For FA, reminder, this is now both pistols going their way. Clean conversions off of them as well. So that really does help you when you're trying to make a campaign against a favorite like Pain. But you got to do it against the guns. This is the big test. You've just got the SMGs here. They've opted for the full bonus round. Going with the MP9s. We get some aggression. Could be coming down banana. And indeed, Sacrifice is starting to run this way. Could catch the bomb. They got to be careful. Space is being taken. In towards the site they go. Jason overwhelmed. Can the C4 live? Holding in the tunnels right now. Learcy will have been heard, and he's dead. Zevi was waiting for exactly that play. So now he just needs to make sure he actually gets to the site without being dropped. And he'll take the long way around to make sure of that fact.
This is going to be a really tough retake if Fluffy AIMERS even get a chance to go for a retake. Skulls gets 2 more. Peeping and Sacrifice are dropped. And now Dia, I mean, it is a bonus round, so he says, all right, whatever, let's just send
they need
it.
To save 1. They need
I
to
think he
save 1
wants
at
to
least
go,
if they're going to invest back in. And look, an extra kill would actually be great because that $600 would be a difference maker for him in terms of ability to drop. 1,400 loss bonus means that he would be able to rebuy regardless. Probably will be able to drop an SMG or a Deagle as well. But if he gets an extra kill, then it's I mean, it's pretty nice. 5,700 could even go for the op. Ultimately going to make a ton of difference here. The round is certainly not in doubt.
No. Ooh, Dia.
They saved MP9. This can now be dropped over to a teammate.
Yeah, almost standing a little too close to that bomb, though, down to 12 HP. He was good. And yeah, so I guess you're right. You know, Learcy and Jason didn't have that much money, so the MP9 goes to Learcy. Jason settles for FAMAS, and the other two get A1Ss. Still, the util's not that great for the Fluffy Aimers. Do have a couple of incendiaries and 4 smokes, but only 1 flash available to them, and 1 HE as well, versus Pain, who have full util set. The MAC-10, the Galil, pretty much everything they brought into that previous round because they did not have to reinvest in his body. Dia gets flashed to oblivion here. He has to back off, and he will retreat safely. A couple of other teammates watching from apartments and lane. Now you have Pain just floating around the map looking for an opening, but Peeping actually gets that first frag onto Nekiz. That's a 5v4 for the Fluffy Aimers, and they've also done damage to Hard Zao.
It's not a bad start, but it's going to draw the mask back in. Ooh, a little bit of a spot here. Dia trying to back off. Utility dump, but they're past it. That won't be faking anything out here. Minute's still on the clock. Always have the option for the bailout, but for the time being, the bomb is committed towards the A side of the map. Hard Zao, if he finds no resistance at B, could signal them back over, and for the moment, I feel like that could be the case. He's backing off. They're backing off. Where is this going?
I'm guessing B, because the bomb's going by itself to this site. No, there's
just
no
trying
way.
to fake this?
Yeah, he is.
But then he thinks better of it. Did he not know he had the bomb?
Maybe.
All right, they're coming back towards A. I'm confused. They're looking a little confused, but here they go. In towards the site they go. You got pit control in mini pit from Jason. Their commitment out on towards the site. Jason gonna collect 1, 2, set up his teammate, and that's a very good hold indeed. Nicely done.
Wow, Pain just overthinking things there into that round, and by the time they said, okay, this is what we're going to do, only 22 seconds left on the clock, so they had to just full send it onto the site, panicking a little bit, and that's exactly what the Fluffy Aimers were hoping for. With 3 players set up on a crossfire, really very little chance for Pain to do much of anything, and the Fluffy Aimers picked themselves up a 9th. 10-9 for Pain. It just feels like Pain has been having trouble pulling away in this match, a match that they probably expect for themselves to be quite dominant.
Pressure on, though. Can't discount any team. That's a nice flashbang peek setup. So Dia's going to get the opener here as well. You highlighted Dia as a potential difference maker coming into this.
Yes.
I haven't seen maybe any individual round that's eye-popping just yet, but seeming to play the op well. It's the bits and pieces, and sometimes that's actually more significant than one pop-off. Nekiz will hold on to this position if he can get this kill on sacrifice. This would be a ton of space. He is stuck around, though, with the op. If they challenge him without util, this could be bad. Flashbang's good, and he's able to get away. Nice smoke. This will hold Pain, but it might activate Nekiz. Hasn't moved just yet. Trying to keep the options available here for Pain. Eventually, he's going to have to show us something. And now, where's the utility remaining? I mean, there's still a smoke here. It's going to go in. They'll have to go through it. They'll have to challenge it at this point. Nick is still not activated, and that's just timing. That's just timing out from Dia, so that's quite ridiculous. It's going to be unfortunate for them.
Oh,
Nekiz activates. He wants to get in late. There's time enough for the rotate, but there's a mini pit player in Jason. And Nekiz did hear the rotation off, so he knows it's likely light towards sight. You're going to have the presence of mind to still be clearing. This all comes down to Jason. Nekiz actually giving up his angle to now group with his teammate, knowing that this is ultimately the fight that matters. Zevi gets the kill. Now the bomb can be planted. Great recovery here from Pain, leaving themselves no margin for error.
Yeah, that's really Nekiz opening up that space for his squad. Such a nice play. And then Skulls is going to take the head clean off of Dia. Sacrifice and Learcy really are on the outside looking in no util at all to retake this site. And Skulls just tapping heads, making it look easy. What a recovery from Pain in a round that looked like it was done and dusted. And Zevi puts the cherry on top here against Learcy. 11-9 for Pain.
And that's why Nekiz held his nerve for so long. He knew if he held, if they showed that much presence late, the rotation comes through, he gets the information, he gets the kill, he opens things right back up and keeps the bailout option available for Pain. He's having one heck of a map. 19 and 14. He paces the server right now.
No, Nekis has been really solid for the squad since being re-added to it. And Pain, Skulls, and Zevi also 17 frags apiece, and their kill to death differential actually better than Nekis. So everyone's playing well right now for Pain. And I mean, look, Fluffy Aimers, you got to give them a lot of credit for the rounds they've been able to pick up. But you have to feel like eventually Pain Game is going to figure out what's going on and be able to dismantle them. 2 Deagles, a P250, a couple of USPs, and oh my goodness, Nekis is going to go down right off the docket. So I don't know, every time I feel like Pain's going to start pulling away, it's just Fluffy Aimers have these answers that you just don't expect.
That aim, it do be fluffy. It do be fluffy. This kill would be huge. It is indeed. Now they section up the map. Zevi, I'm surprised he doesn't try and hold on to the angle, but he's cautious of it being picked from arches. So having brought back the numbers, he'll be content to give it up. They got lots of time to play off of. And that's exactly why. Yeah. Zevi knew that a response would come in with just the pistols. He's just trying to hold for this, but not ready for the arch swing. Uh-oh.
There's a gun down too.
Yeah, they're going to shift to adjust and address it. Skull's looking for this.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why. Now the A site is clear. As they move around, they will find that out pretty quickly.
Yeah, Skull's expecting that temptation to be too great for Dia, and indeed it was. Just playing the sentry there, taking things down. Sacrifice and Lyracy. A Deagle and a USP, not really that much to say. Maybe the Deagle Sacrifice can hang on to, but try and get something, a little more damage. Economy's not that stable for Pain. So every little bit can help here. Big is watching, threading the needle here. I believe he saw Lyracy. He should have. Yeah, he's just holding this angle, waiting for Lyracy to pop out. And, ooh, looking a little bit messy there. Big does manage to take him down. And luckily for him, he also had Hardzao supporting from Moto. So Sacrifice goes down for the count. 12-9 for Pain, who have, I believe, yeah, their biggest lead since the half was 9-6.
Haven't built that back up. Now we see if they can close. Utility built back for the Fluffy Aimers. No op, though, which has been a nice piece for them. He has started to climb back up the board. So without that, let's see what he can do. Minus the big green. Looks like we're getting a fight here top mid early on. Nekis clears one way, but the player slip Boiler. Woohoo! There's the peak. Almost got bounced. The King Arch. And Zevi snapping around. Gotta be careful not to drop that bomb. It's getting real weird. It's getting real scrappy out here. Sacrifice might have the timing as well on this peek out library. No one's looking for him. They wanted to accelerate pace, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Sacrifice clears too. Oh, this is so wild and weird. And you've got Zevi, who's so very low alone now. They'll take the first. Damage will be good.
Oh my goodness.
Even if that's all he can find.
4 HP.
The dream, John. The 4 HP ace.
Uh,
Just a reminder. Oh, he loses 2 of it. I mean, I guess the difference between 4 and 2 is probably not anything.
I mean, just potentially going down in that situation, I think is the scarier part.
Yep. But he's actually got a cross smoke. He can get a bomb plant out of this. They're giving him a lot of space towards B. Lucy does not want to get isolated at one tap, so he's going to trust that he can play the cross. And then Zevi might just try and make a contact play, but...
Is he?
Zevi's clearing. If he smokes this cross and plants, that's a huge coup.
I think he's... Okay, yeah.
Oh, waits for it to bloom, and he's across. Spam's not going to catch him. That's a bomb plant. I mean, Zevi. All right, it's already good.
Yeah,
considering the situation. If he gets a kill here, it's even better. Just needs one. Just needs one to make it around Sting. Not going to have it.
No, it's too difficult. Too much of an ass there for Zevi, and Lyracy takes him down. That was just really messy. Pain tried to go for a faster pace of play in that one, and Fluffy Aimers were literally all over the place, creating chaos for them. So much damage done against Pain in that first encounter. A couple of players below the 30 HP mark, and then Fluffy Aimers just took them down. one after the other, leaving only Zevi standing in such a tough situation. Like you said, though, getting a bomb plant is fantastic. It ensures pretty much a full-on buy because of the additional $800. So if you're going to lose a round in that type of fashion, at least get a bomb plant and make things a little more possible in terms of recovery in the follow-up, which is going to happen here. But still, the Fluffy Aimers continue to find these rounds in very strange, unorthodox ways. But hey, a round victory is a round victory. To note, Inferno and Overpass are Pain's two weakest maps. I'd say Overpass weaker than Inferno. If you look at their record over the last 3 months, 4-7 with a -22 round differential, admittedly against some tough competition, such as Mao's Greyhound and Imperial. But still, it's not a map they've had a lot of success on over the last little bit.
There's contact. Peeping didn't see, but likewise, Skulls thinks it's clear. So Zevi getting that space may wind up working in the long run. Oh, but he's been spotted and dealt with. A little bit disjointed here from Pain. They got the space towards Arch, but it meant that they weren't prepared for the fight up short. And as a result of this, now 2 players down. A great situation for the Aimers.
I mean, fantastic. Still have Big Uzera and Hard Zhao, 2 of the longest standing members of this Pain Gaming squad. And Hard Zhao is already committing himself towards top of Banana, even though the rest of his team is at A. So perhaps a pincer attack towards CT is in the cards. Not sure. Bigu could get caught out here by Peeping. Oh, Peeping actually gives himself away, can't connect any shots. And now they're going to try committing to A, but it's not even there. This is so disjointed, and both players go down. Hard Zhao not even implicated here.
Yeah, I'm a little confused by the idea. You'd expect that to be a pinch towards B based on Hard Zhao's positioning. It seems to be a little bit of a... And they knew Peeping was through CT at one point in time. I guess they could have thought he full committed in towards the B site, but still, there's... I don't know. This one's a little all over the place the last couple rounds for Pain.
It is. And just laughing there because Hard Zhao's trying to hand the bomb to the chicken. It's just like, here you go, my friend. Have a little present.
Well, they added that into Val, didn't they? There's like a little guy who can carry the bomb for you and plant it. Maybe the chickens will do that in Source 2.
They did?
Yeah, I think that's the newest agent. Has like a little guy who can plant the spike for you.
Valorant.
John's shaking his head right now.
Trying to copy Counter-Strike 2 with their skins.
I did see that. That is perhaps the most egregious one yet. We've had some other skins that look like CS skins, and that one is
just
all
what?
right. We just made the CS default skins, and we're gonna sell them to you.
And now the butterfly knife can randomly be Sapphire or Fade. I don't know if you saw that too.
Yeah, I know you're just installing the game just to buy that knife and see if you can get it. Just the urge. Ooh, player C. Nice timing on the HE. Forces them back if they weren't already, and the peek back in. Look, they're just trying to set up the rifle here, but Hard Zhao not finding success just yet. Now 3 players ready in the defense. They are going to have to be rebuffed. They're backing away. Bigu will try and take the space top brackets, but if he just walks out here, well, he should, and indeed is, be dead. Is be dead.
That's right.
He is be dead, John.
He'd be dead in Pain. Be dead more than likely into this one. They've got 3 players coming up lane. Maybe a chance to get 1 frag here. Not yet. Not yet. There it is. Hard Zhao is going to find Jason, and that's all they get. Peeping gets the last one, and we are tied up again. 12-12, and some very weird play from Pain. Hesitant coming around corners and going for their executes in general. Disjointed when they do decide to go for something. So let's see here. I mean, a timeout wouldn't be a bad decision for Pain, just to talk things over and get their heads in gear. Sync themselves up, but they decide against it. They, again, just want to make things work, and the buy-up isn't great. A couple of MAC-10s, a Galil, 2 AKs. Zevi, good movement there, hopping around. Doesn't take too much damage from that nade. In fact, only 1 HP and 1 armor lost.
The interesting thing as well is that Bigu has money to spare, so he's trying to play a little bit quicker into this.
Could be an
Where's Pain
overload.
playing from? They should be in Monterey, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Things should be an issue, but here's the swing around. Big kill out from Big Guzera. Learcy traded, but Dia on the angle. He's not smoked out. Now he will be. Timing shot goes awry. That should be a bomb planted down. And Skulls and Zevi have a chance to close.
I mean, one thing that the Pain has been able to hang on to is that lead. Since Fluffy Aimers had the lead in the first half, after finding that pistol round victory, they haven't had it since. They've tied up a few times, but Pain continues to recover and get the advantage when Fluffy Aimers are threatened. But now the Fluffy Aimers 3v2 edge. Molotov's going to get tossed in. That's going to force Skulls out of position, but he still gets one before going down, setting up Zevi for the potential clutch. There's the first. Dia knows where he is, but he still has to get it, and he won't! Zevi finds the 2K, and Pain again thwart off Fluffy Aimers' attempts to take this lead.
Wow, Zevi having a map now. Stepping up big right when they needed him. Right when there was that chance to just clear into the lead, blow right by them, and leave Pain eating dust. That's not going to happen. Love the investment from both sides. Right back into the spice. Hardzal opting for the MAC-10 again. So that might give them a little bit of a pacier element, because Skulls could have dropped the rifle. Khalil at least. So that's a choice. We've now seen MAC-10s as a choice in a couple of rounds. Last time it worked out. Pain may be trying to accelerate here.
I mean, this is likely the deciding round, right? Because Fluffy Aimers, they lose here, their money's broken, and Pain are up to 14. But if Pain lose, then Fluffy Aimers tie it up again, and I mean, the loss bonus is okay for Pain right now, but their BAP won't be pretty in the next round.
Swing in, Jason able to catch that kill, but he's lost his teammate. Now he's under pressure. Now he's under siege, and down he goes. Big kills for Skulls, and with the money being what it is, this might be a save. They're not found a kill back in. If they don't, which could be tough. Hardzal repositioning, anticipating to play a middle. He's going to be able to be activated here late, and yeah, you see Diaz retreating. They just don't have the cash to sustain this, and if you're going to be broke into this next round, this is really where losing the guns could cost you.
Yeah, and Pain don't have the money to really hunt, so they should be safe in their attempts to save here.
But for Pain, they've got to be thrilled about this, getting on to 14 when things were looking a little touch and go there. This map maybe just becomes about survival.
So Pain do indeed get that 14th upgrade found for Hardzal. And you saw Jason right in mini pit. He has the A1S, uses a ton of bullets just to get that first frag. And then he says, I don't have time to reload. Grabs the Galil, and by the time he gets it in his hands, he doesn't really have much of a chance to do an impact because everyone's surrounded him for Pain. And then the site is taken. After that point, Fluffy Aimers just had to call for the save. So 14-12 for Pain, and because the 3 rifles are saved on 4, they can opt to go for the 4 spy here with the FAMAS and the MP9 being purchased up. Util isn't the greatest, but again, better than it would have been if they tried to go for something heroic. Charge down Banana. There's one and a second. He didn't even see the second when he was blinded, and it was through the smoke. Dia gets Big Uzera. All of a sudden, the Fluffy Aimers in the first 20 seconds of the round have a 4v2.
All right, you bet it all. You bet it all on that round. You bet it all in that moment. And it worked out. Now, there's still a chance for damage to come back the other way. Pain of Skulls alive. They have net keys as well. I mean, that's a stunner.
Yeah.
Right now, Nikki's is just holding to see if more aggression comes through. They've got a lot of time to play with. Per a similar situation earlier, economic damage might be just as important as anything else. You have enough money that Skulls, Hardzal, and Zevi should have no problems buying. Skulls, even if he lives here, actually can drop a gun.
Yeah, he's fine.
So actually, if they save, it's not bad, but they're going to give this a little look-see. They're going to give a rumble on towards the A site and see if they can't find some kills, because damage back the other way would be punishing. Smoke to section off the fight. Here they go. Players play mini pit this whole time. They're going to clear out cold. And that's going to be the bomb down. Mini pit player can't get out. They have to know he's here. He's played this most rounds. And Dia back in time. Still bomb plant down. Necky's a chance to make something of this. He's using the pillar for cover. Trying to section out these approaches. On the smoke bay, Jason has emerged, but there we go. Neck looking for more. He'll be caught around the edge of the box, but that's what they wanted. 2 kills and a bomb plant there. That is not a bad result in a 2v4.
That is absolutely phenomenal, given the situation. And I mean, Neck I don't even know how he wins that first fight. He had the disadvantage of smoke fade favoring the CT player, and well,
I don't know how they're not hard clearing mini pit more aggressively. They keep looking deep pit because that's where you expect a player to be in that instance.
Yeah.
But Jason has played mini pit, I think, every CT round that he's had.
Pretty much every single one, yeah. It's strange, but I mean, again, the more orthodox play that you expect, and I mean, they're conditioned to thinking that a player is going to be big pit. So that's just, you know, the way you play it. And Fluffy Aimer just aren't going in that position.
Still, here, what you give yourself a chance is you give yourself another chance to make this the round. If Pain win here. Well, Neck is the hero of the last. Won't get the start in this one. That's a quick peek from Dia.
He is shining now.
Yeah, really warmed up into this one. Top banana will be conceded for free. Pain could just rumble this straight into a site take, and that seems like what they want to do. Flashbang's out, smoke. That might be too late. I don't know if that's going to slow them down. Util sailing in towards the site. A little awkward here. Sacrifice kind of stuck, and Learcy trying to get back to the angle. Flashbang, that's good, but he can't capitalize on the kill. What? Spotted the neck. Skulls needs it. He's got it. He's got it. Bomb will be planted. This is a retake. And Biguzera here from Tree. Even gonna resmoke. Let them know he's here. They don't realize how close that smoke was. This is a little weird. But now in a man deficit, money all on the line here. Do they want to risk it? Do they want to bet here? They don't know what damage they've done on the Biguzera and Hards Out. It's unconfirmed. Maybe they know about Hards Out. I'm not actually sure. But if they commit here, this would be risking everything on this round. And instead, they're looking tentative. They're looking like they're going to back away. So they'll have something to fight for the next, but Pain Gaming secure map point.
That was a weird round, I gotta say. I mean, opening frag found by Dia, and then afterwards Pain just full send it to the B site. They don't clear both orange boxes, and instead, you know, there's one frag that comes through. It almost becomes a second. Finally, they turn their heads and get that player. But I mean, look. Fluffy Aimers not realizing that the smoke had been thrown that close, the trajectory and everything, the way it was tossed was quite visible. Maybe, perhaps the smoke that was up before it guised it enough so they wouldn't be aware, but you got to clear that, and Jason goes down pretty much for free, and after that point, the Fluffy Aimers just decide to go for the save. So finally, Pain are going to get 2 map point, 15-13 in their favor, 2 opportunities to close this one out, and the buy-up isn't that great for the Fluffy Aimers because the economic damage Pain have done for them in the last couple of rounds. The neck is, oh my goodness, didn't even clear the angle, gets caught with Util in his hands, and Peeping is happy to walk away with 1 for free.
Gun out, Neck is gun out. You got to be expecting them around the corner. Trying to just make it read with the smoke, but that was ambitious. That was bold. All right. Explode onto B, still a possibility, but that definitely isn't an auspicious start to your game. And now, I mean, this A-hold. Pretty confident, pretty comfortable. They're giving up space regardless. Trusting Dia on the AWP, and it looks like he's going to be challenged. So past the angle, tag onto Biguzera, though. So he will still get his. It's just through the corner, so Bigu lives.
And again, it's the same setup on the A site. No one in big pit. Just Jason waiting in mini with the MP9. A little bit dangerous. The sacrifice on top of first orange is here. Flashbang gonna get tossed in, and there's sacrifice getting a couple. Zevi and Hardzauer down. Skulls gets one back, but it's gonna be so hard here with Peeping, setting up the crossfire. He just flies through the smoke, gets the last 2, and the Fluffy Aimers have pushed us to the distance here. Round number 30. Unbelievable performance from them to even get us to this point. I mean, I can't believe we're here.
Considering they've been playing from behind the whole time as well.
Yeah.
Right? Playing catch-up here in the second half the
Constantly.
entire time. Always under threat. I mean, now they just have to push over the line in a round where there's 2 pistols out for Pain. It's not to say they're not dangerous. Pain are always dangerous. But you've got the chance to take command here. You got the chance to put this one to bed.
Yeah.
Paul's going to come in.
Like-
Because Pain want to discuss exactly what they want to play here.
It's the first timeout called in the entire map by either team at 15 to 14. I think there were multiple instances where Payne should have called timeouts before this, but now with only 1 round remaining, they decide this is their timeout to call. Anyway, look, we'll see if they can close it out, but the buy-up pretty limited in terms of guns, but they will have the majority of the util they need.
I'm curious to see if they make just a pacier play on Mass. It feels like when they made the hits on Mass, they've
Yeah.
been pretty good. It's been the players out there with the periphery, the isolated players, where you've gotten caught this time. Oh, Fluffy Aimers trying to make the cheeky
Aggressive.
play.
Yeah.
Smoking the molly, trying to go for the peak, and Jason is lost as a result. That's your pit player. So he's out. So now Sacrifice has to shift into playing that role. This is a huge opener for Pain. And at the end of the day, if they win this 16-14 or 16-8, it's the same result.
Nekis almost gets caught out, and good on Payne. They already recovered that rifle. The A1S grabbed into Skulls' hands. Dia still waiting here over at Boiler, and he's going to get the headshot. There we go. Equalizer found.
Had to know they were expecting that. Had to know it was a possibility. Dia just committing to it. Skulls tries to make the hero play, and down he will falter. And with Nick is so low as well.
This is the right call. Look at this. Payne adjusting to the B site. Fluffy Aimers are already going towards A.
Wow, they've pulled everybody off. Peeping has a Molotov. He can slow this down if smoke comes through. There's actually no smoke. Oh my god, there's no smoke. They're going B without a smoke. Hate this a lot. Hearts out. If he gets killed, it's all good, though. Who needs a smoke? Who needs a smoke? Those are for nerds. Just leave the cross open. Kill the guy. Rip heads. Who needs anything else? And with the bomb now down, their lack of utility is no longer a concern. They can trust their rifles. They can trust their crosshairs. There's some flashbang to try and get them back in, but Fluffy Aimers just need to group up and go in the pack. Do exactly that. Here comes the play. Time going to be an issue. Kits are available, though. Comes around. There's the peak. Neck is spotted, but that's just to bait Zevi in. 1 for 1. Back pillar. It's all in the hoods out. He's spotted the next. He knows he's coming. He knows Sacrifice is here, but he's ahead of schedule. And Sacrifice will bring us to overtime.
There's fire in the atmosphere, moving in synergy. This electricity, the power of the pioneers, tearing through history. This is our destiny. We are the power, we are the change, we are the pioneers of paradise of fame. We push it louder like hurricanes. We are the pioneers, we are the pioneers.
Well, I didn't expect us to be here, John,
No.
but we are. We're in overtime. Fluffy Aimers, in their debut in North American ESL Challenger League, have taken Pain Gaming, a major competing team, overtime on the first map. Spicy. Dia trying to go for the cheeky play here, trying to go for the aggression top banana. He will be rebuffed by utility, but no harm, no foul, no damage really done. Fluffy Aimers, they're able to fall away.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a case of fatigue for Pain, perhaps underestimating their opponent, maybe thinking that this would have been an easier ride, and having to adjust to the fact that no, it will not be. Fluffy Aimers. A couple of players with ECL experience, like I said, Jason and Learsy, had 2 seasons under their belt prior to this point. Everyone else rookies. Dia impressed a lot of people throughout his advanced tenure.
That's a
and
nice
there's
peek.
peeping, yeah, over the top of the smoke,
Man's
getting Zevi.
living up to his name with that angle. Zevi down. This is a tough start here for Pain, and I mean, they've had a lot of these go against them, right? A lot of opening picks, putting them into 4v5s. Even done a decent job of recovering, but they're very much having a tough time feeling the pace of play for Fluffy Aimers.
It's actually one of Pain's biggest weaknesses, in fact. On their T sides in particular, they're losing more opening duels than they're winning. Their highest rated player on their T side in terms of openers is Big Uzera at, Skulls at a 0.94 rating right now.
Pressure on, faster pace of play, maybe catching off guard. That's a good flash, bang, but Sacrifice, he's got to capitalize. Does a ton of damage. He ultimately goes 1-for-1, so if they can dig out Dia. Wow, this gets so very good. That's being shuffled. Up into the pit. Skull's fumbling with the C4, but, well, a couple quick kills means that this is going to be all good.
See, this
Zera just kills 2.
This is what Pain does, right? They don't get that opening frag more often than not on their T side, but then they recover in such a ridiculous way. Like, they just get a few frags in their favor going into that B site, and it all topples in their direction. Afterwards, Fluffy Aimers can't do anything, even though that start was tremendous for them. 16-15 for Pain. But we are in overtime. That means probably going to have buy-ups that are very comfortable for each team for the majority of the time. Nice nade toss there. Big U and Zevi going to go down to about the half health mark, and Dia another opener. Man, he is playing some great CS, and then peeping finds Nekiz 5v3.
Disjointed on that. I mean, clearly
time,
Nekiz
yeah.
and Big U were supposed to play together, so then Nekiz just tries to chase the space, but he has no idea Peeping's there. And so as a result of this, FA now in a prime position to close. Let's see if the individual star power for Pain can funnel them still back through this, can give them the pop-off they need, and
They might
they
get
are being
B.
afforded the B site for free.
Yeah, Fluffy Aimers playing passively there for now. I mean, they've still got, Learsy hovering around towards Coffins, and he will make it there, but he's by his lonesome. If there's a smoke that sections off Sacrifice, it's all Learsy.
There's a flashbang over. Learsy going for a peek, not finding it just yet, with the utility sailing in.
Gap in the
Oh,
smoke.
there's a gap in
My
that cross
goodness.
smoke. Can't be having that. Flashbangs are good, so they won't be punished on the gap. But Zevi doesn't get off the bomb very healthily. Skull's going to try and make this happen for them. Skull's going to try and make the pop-off happen. Hearts out, commits himself just to 1, so Skull's in a, well,
Oh, he's dead.
1v3, he's
Yeah.
gone. He's gone.
What a
Through
shot.
the new box, just dropped straight down to dirt. And that's going to be a defuse on for FA.
Wow. What a shot from Dia. I mean, unreal stuff. What is he at now? 27 and 18 behind Peeping, who wasn't really on my radar, to be honest, Mike, at 29 and 19. It's usually Jason, as I was saying, who's at the top of the scoreboard. Sacrifice after that, and Peeping's more of a supporting player, but man, he's doing a great job here. Tied up 16-16. Final round of the first half, the first OT. Pain Gaming. Again, struggling to find those openers. And that's really the reason why they've been not able to find that momentum on their T side, because they're constantly having to fight from behind. And again, here, what a weird way for Sevi to go down, but it's the nade that drops him. It feels like they're just getting a little too passive when they're trying to go towards top mid for whatever reason.
Maybe. I mean, they've lost a lot of bodies here on the initial takes,
Yeah.
right? Lost a lot of bodies on the initial peak, so they're trying to take the space without casualties. And now, I mean, this is the individuals. This is Hards out. Perhaps feeling the pressure in this last round to try and open something back up. He's been spotted. They're not giving him the fight. It has actually pulled the rotator over from A, so if they commit to this, this isn't a bad read. Nekis is expecting the aggression back in. If there's a flashbang around this corner, Dia might get caught. But now he's got reinforcements. Peeping's coming back into support, and Dia and Peeping have been such big firepower pieces, but there. They trusted that the repeak would come. Neki is left on the angle, and now the wrap on A is coming to fruition. Sacrifice wants to try and bail this out, but in the meantime, there's just a walkout. Oh, Big Zera only gets one. Two exposed. They know where the next one is. Still an advantage found here, and it's all going to be good. He got the information for his team, and he got one kill, and it turns out that was enough. Lucy, he'll make an attempt at this, of course. We're done with this half of overtime after this round, but what can he do? Out of time, out of clock, out of spot. Lucy closing the gap, closing the distance. What does he do? Doesn't have enough time here. I mean, you know, he's got the kid. He's got a little bit of time, but not like this. Gotta make your move. Gotta make your move, Lucy. Stats don't matter here. And down he will go.
Actually, the save would have been a good idea. I'm crazy. Sorry, I'm in the regulation.
I was gonna say
so
you can't take it with you. You cannot take it with you, John.
I'm lost a little bit, Mike. To be honest with you.
Lost in the sauce, much like Pain. I mean, getting this close for the fluffy aimers. But now, 2 rounds up onto their CT side. This is now a prime chance for Pain to close.
Yeah. All right, Pain 17-16. I was gonna say Big Zera looking like the fluffy aimer in that round, as he could not hit his spray. And, well, he eventually got that frag, right? But in the end, Pain were able to win the round. That's all that counts. The second round of OT just disappeared in my mind, Mike. I didn't realize we were in the third round of that.
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah.
No worries. It's okay, John. I definitely hadn't mentioned it before. It's okay. I know you don't listen to me. You never listen to me.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Zoning out there. Dia, though. Continuing that trend of getting openers from the first half. They try and go for a cheeky peek with Zevi, and he gets deleted. Big around. Dia not going to hit the timing shot on the next. But here's pressure over.
Dia has a ridiculous amount of opening frags. He might have the most in the server.
Does do. Very snappy with that aim. Be interesting to see. Always interesting to get a new opera out.
Yeah.
Do have a lack of them in the region, frankly.
Yes.
So new opping talent is exciting. Speaking of which, Biguzera, he's going to try and beat that opera in this round, and Sacrifice ready for him. Waiting for that peak. That's exactly what they were holding for. The flashbang fact through. That was a commitment. They thought it was the isolated player. Thought it was the lurk. Thought they could clean it up. And, well, if it had just been the lurk, A-okay. Problem is, teammates were all there. And now Peeping's making his way onto site. Interesting that they call this on towards A, having killed everybody B. Oh, Hardzao, you better get the gun out. You better get the gun out. He'll take the first. For more Hardzao! Dink, but no kill. And this one, well, I mean, Skulls could try. This would take a monstrous performance to get back through.
Yeah, it just felt like Pain were banging their heads against the wall there. Skulls is going to get one, but so committed to trying and win that fight down Banana. But at the end of the day, Fluffy Aimers will get their 17. I mean, they sent one, they sent a second afterwards, and they tried to flash out a third, and nothing doing at all. Fluffy Aimers continue to rebuff everything. It's just, yeah. And the biggest problem, again, is Pain cannot find that opening frag. It's constantly Fluffy Aimers. And I mean, credit to Dia, of course, who's delivering on a lot of those. Peeping as well for some. But, I mean, Dia's op has been really impressive.
There's Dia taking the op this round. Looking for the Banner aggression. Not quite getting it. There's a lot of util, so they've taken the space, but they might find it difficult to hold on to purely off the nades. Amazed they haven't found any damage. That's actually astonishing for how many nades they chucked out. There's the kill. All right, finally an opener for Pain. They can capitalize.
It's about time.
Is about time. In the nick of time, perhaps.
Hmm.
So they look for another map point.
Fluffy Aimers lined up here at banana. Looks like they're gonna consider peeking the dry. No, no! There's the NA Molly. You missing it.
A little rough there. That would have been a very well-timed molly indeed.
Yeah.
Bit unfortunate there. 40 seconds, though. It is going to be the full commit in towards the site. That's just kind of all they got. And with 3 crosshairs here, timing on this flash could be everything. Skull's just going to try and toss it. As the execute comes in, here it is. Here's the flashbang to set up. Might actually all get sectioned out of this. That kid's from the flower pot. They're so slow into this, our Fluffy Aimers, and that's why they wanted to read on the flower pot. But here comes the play through. Skulls takes 2. Big Zero one more. Sets up peeping in a clutch. He'll have enough time to plant this bomb, but the retake will be swift. He's got the C4 down. The player flying up banana could catch him. Oh, I think just spotted him getting into the corner. Zevi knows he's here. He's reading this nicely, but he's still got to hit the shot. That's a big test. He's got the first. They isolated, but Zevi will bring him down, and it doesn't matter if you win these rounds by an inch or a mile. Another map point is found for Pain.
Peeping almost the ace clutch for the Fluffy Aimers. That was so very close. In fact, I thought he had a moment there where he was going to be able to take down Zevi, but Zevi just a touch quicker with the AWP. Peeping leading the server at 34 and 22. The closest player behind him is Skulls, who's been playing out of his mind lately for Pain. That hasn't changed here. He's got 30 frags and 19 deaths. Oh, goodness gracious me. 18 to 17. Another opportunity at closing this map out here for Pain Gaming. And Neck is just going to full send it down mid. Okay, Neck is. Let's see if this works out. He's going to wait around the corner. Flashman's going to get tossed. Look at the timing.
They never expect it in a world, and he takes more. He'll finally be dropped low, maybe a bit of overconfidence in, but they want the death blow now. They're wasting no time, not letting any cheeky plays come through. They've got this deep control as well. Log control now available. Smokes to set it up. Figure's under risk of trying to make the play, but the trade, is it there? Skulls doesn't want to get caught. It's coming back the other way now. It's getting real weird. Learsey going to the pistol to try and catch this. But as he accelerates now, teammates on the angle.
That Molotov, yeah.
He'll be rebuffed. He has to back away. He has to give it up. Bomb wasn't even with them, right? So Learsey was just trying to chase that one kill. Can't blame him for it. But they've rezoned this. They've resectioned this control back out. Smoke will gain the space. They might be thinking they pulled the presence off of A, but Hardzel's been waiting here patiently.
Yeah, they've got the time, do the Fluffy Aimers, to make a rotation, and it is the right call. But
There's the bomb.
Yeah.
All right, Learsey, what do you got for us? It's been one hell of a map for the Fluffy Aimers to make their debut in this season of ECL, but now it's just Learsey. Just this one, man. Hardzel's wary. There's the spot. Now they know Hardzel might get the finishing blow, and indeed it will be Zevi to put him down. Pain Gaming survive on Inferno, but I don't think they were expecting anything close to that level of a challenge.
No, absolutely not. And it felt like they were lost at the wheel at one point because of how much Fluffy Aimers were bringing to the table. Some of their executes on T side were disjointed. A lot of executes on their T side, let's be clear here, were very disjointed, and it didn't look like they knew what they wanted to do because of how surprised they were at what Fluffy Aimers were bringing to the table. So full credit to them. Dia and Peeping, there we go, Peeping, the most impressive players so far here in this BO3 on the Fluffy Aimer side. Skull's looking his usual self, but man, Pain Gaming, I think surviving is the perfect word there, Mike.
Yeah, definitely got caught a little off guard on Inferno. We're going to be headed to more comfortable territory and Anubis when we come back. Now, I mean, look, I'm intrigued. That was a hell of a first map here. I want to see what Fluffy Aimers are bringing to Anubis. We'll find out after this break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
don't speak for a couple of weeks. I'll be in his place till he calls and says he's sorry. This situation's on repeat, just like a scratch on a CD. It just gets deeper when you hit rewind. How many nights will you make this decision? Nights ending tears and it's blurring your vision. You know he don't love you, but you're holding on to. Scream through the phone even though he won't listen. So I'm still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here with you. Say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than your rescue? I'm feeling kinda used, yeah, like a drug that you take when you're sick of crying all your tears away. Is that all I am? All I want is for you to be happy. You know this ain't healthy. Do I make you happy? How many nights will you make this decision? Nights ending tears and it's blurring your vision. You know he don't love you, what you holding on to. Scream through the phone even though he won't listen. So I'm still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here with you. Say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than you rescue? I'm doing everything he doesn't do, but I'm still not enough. Even your parents know I'm good for you, but I'm still not enough. You wanna be done with him, you're stuck with him, 'cause you don't have the guts. And after all I've done, I'm still not enough. Still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here with you. Say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than your rescue?
Oh, and we're back. A little Anubis on deck. That one got a lot friskier on Inferno than perhaps we were anticipating. So now, what
Yeah.
can Fluffy Aimers show us on the newest map in the pool?
Well, they got to get a win to push us to a third map, that's for sure. And they haven't had that here over relegation and, of course, advanced playoffs going 0-2, as I mentioned earlier. But those two matches were pretty close, only a -5 round differential.
Silenced USP for Nectis. Took the
Very
silencer
interesting
off.
decision there.
He just wanted the noise. He wanted the noise. He wanted to let him know, and he wanted to put full faith in Big Gazera to close this one out. My God, Big Goo and Hunsao. There we go. Full house on. No bomb plant for FA.
Okay, well, that's the first pistol round victory for Pain throughout this series. Fluffy Aimers looking pretty solid right up until that point. Of course, new map, new day potentially for Pain Gaming as they open things up with a 1-0 lead. Anubis, certainly a map that Pain is a ton more comfortable on than, of course, Inferno. They've beaten the likes of MIBR, Greyhound, Rooster, Team 1, and ATK here over the last 3 months. The only loss they've had was to Liquid, and that was a very tightly contested match over at the last Spartan Showdown, where they lost 14-16. Zevi gets one here. Dia gets the opener, though, onto Bigu, so that's a good trade coming through from Zevi. Peak of bridge, great flashbang thrown. That'll give Lurcy the space, and Zevi runs out of bullets. Ooh.
Knew he had it. Panic spray off the flashbang. Now this is getting interesting, but Skulls will bring it right back. This is the nice thing, the dynamic duo. It's like Batman and Robin here with Skulls and Zevi. You know, I don't know which one's Batman, which one's Robin. I think they take turns map to map, but it really is. Maybe it's more like the Wonder Twins.
Maybe. They're both really solid, though, so it's a nice little back and forth that you have one way or another, whatever you want to call them. Pain Gaming has a nice little bit of talent there.
John, are you a Batman guy? Like the Dark Knight?
I mean,
Are you a comics guy? I guess I don't actually know.
not really. Like,
Yeah,
I've played...
You're more of an animu guy than a comics guy.
Yeah, that's true. Zevi's going to get the opening here on Jason, but...
Or was Zevi just going to chase down? I think he spotted sacrifice as well. Down the players here. Full confidence, full faith, full canals control. All right, back to comics.
Yeah, no, I read more manga than comics, I guess. It's just Japanese comics, basically. But not really into Batman. Aside from
Not a
watching,
superhero guy.
Not particularly. Like, I watch some superhero stuff. I've played some Batman games that are pretty good. But, yeah.
Good old Arkham series. Always good.
Oh, the first Arkham was amazing.
Yeah, second as well. I never played the third, to be honest. Or I guess there's 4 now.
I only
don't
played
know.
the first, so...
Arkham City's well worth picking up. You can get the Game of the Year edition for mad cheap most of the time. It is a very good game. One of those games that one of the games that really first made the open world, I think, realize the promise that it did.
The first one was Arkham Knight, right?
No.
No?
No.
Wait.
That is like the fourth game that is a prequel. Arkham
Wait.
Asylum is the first game.
Oh, shoot. Yes, sorry. Yes.
Arkham Asylum is a phenomenal,
I'm
I would
getting
argue, near
all
perfect
crossed up
video
here.
game.
We're having
and then
some
Arkham
stuff.
City was a good one.
Yeah, some stuff happening in the server here. So we can talk about this more. Yeah, so for me, Arkham Asylum, the reason I really loved it is because I love the Metroidvania type games where it's just like one location that you slowly unlock more
And you
areas to
backtrack
as you go
through
back.
and
Yeah,
whatnot.
as you backtrack
Yeah.
and everything. So those are my type of games. But yeah, for me, once it got to open world, I mean, I don't know. I'm just very cautious of open world games. Less so now than in the past, but still, I will try it out.
Arkham City is definitely worth playing. It's contained enough. Have you played the latest? Speaking of superhero games, have you played the latest? Actually, I haven't played the latest one, but the newer generation of Spider-Man games from Insomnia.
I have not.
That's another one where I feel like they do the open world very well in
Mhm.
terms of Manhattan as your playground. A lot of it has to do with like how good transversal feels, if you know what I mean. Like making your way across the city or the location has to feel awesome. And I think both those games accomplish that well by letting you use either the zip line or the web slinging or whatnot. So, to me, that's the key to open world, because there's nothing worse than when you're just trying to slowly scale your way back over a mountain or something, and the game is just fighting you every inch of the way on the movement.
Yes.
No one likes a walking simulator.
Yeah, I've only like played the Spider-Man game for like 5 minutes at one point. Movement's really cool, but I don't know if I like Spider-Man enough to play a whole game.
Well, you're wrong for that, but let's see if they're going to be right on this hit. Peeping out of play, but he was already low. He's found the AWP with his face. Pressure's on. Hard Zhao, very good commit around the obelisk here. He'll get one
Oh.
more, but he is overwhelmed. That's a nice play from Jason, and now Skulls and Zevi might just be locked out of this as the action heated up. Just one moment. Nice kill for Zevi. Skulls trying to reroute to join his teammate.
They need the bomb.
That's a big problem. 20 seconds. Skulls is asking, hey, where's the C4? And he is correct, too, because they're making it over towards A, and Skulls is going
They don't
to
have
do
much
it.
time.
Now they get the confirmation. With that rotation in, Skulls is going to trust his read. And they might think this is clear. If he can just get the kill, he's got it.
That's
oh,
over.
all the pressure. Has to commit to the plant. Knows who the player is. Got all the info and the
Yeah.
kill as well. No mistakes being made here.
Yeah, once Skulls gets that first one, Lyrcy has to come into the plant. He has more than enough time to really section off the player trying to plant it and then getting the frag. There was a moment where he said, okay, maybe he goes down, but no. Skulls just too good, has not died yet here on Anubis, 5-0. Speaking of things that teams haven't gotten, it's a round for Fluffy Aimers, 4-0 in favor of Pain as they're cruising along in the early goings here.
Cruising.
Cruising USA.
This is, I mean, always going to be the reality for teams that are newer to a level of competition. When you look at the map pool, right? They made such a good Inferno, but the question just becomes, do they have any degree of depth here on Anubis? And I mean, even if you go back and look at some of that Inferno, I think Pain may be kicking themselves if they do some demo review, because a lot of the CT holds were pretty... from our perspective, obviously, of the omniscient eye in the sky, pretty rinse and repeat. But Pain just took them a while to puzzle that out. That's a nice one for Hard Zhao. Interesting that he's primary opping so far on this map. Want to keep that op on A as much as possible. Good damage done. Still bodies up, though. Lyrcy and Peeping barely. They have established the mid control. There's a gap. There's a gap in this smoke. Biguzero wants to see if he can't collect off the back of it. Ollie is actually going to force him wide. He's going to commit. They want to check it, but they spam. And having not found the kill just yet, do they believe he's here? Well, give it up, so it won't matter. 45 seconds. Now the ops come in to support mid as well. Biguzero still finds that kill. 40 seconds. Time started to become an issue. They have very little to build on.
Yeah, Biguzero doing a really good job holding onto this space. And now, look, there's two players low HP coming this direction. Only 17 HP combined for Peeping and Lyrcy. Bigu's got the util out, though.
Well, he's just going to dump the molly to prevent them being able to wrap into A. With 20 seconds, like, what's the second read?
B.
They were just trying to pull rotation and then committing towards the B site. But Nekiz is still here, and as soon as he hears something, he's going to call his teammates back over. There it is. Molotov for his position. That's good, but just has to live. There's no time. Bombs dropped, round's over.
Yeah, Fluffy Aimers gonna run out of time regardless of what Sacrifice does here. Is a problem that's been plaguing them in the early goings here. Oh no, Sacrifice dies after time. No loss bonus going in his direction. And what I was gonna say was Fluffy Aimers, speaking of time, are taking too much of it to get to those bomb sites. They need to get there a little bit faster, and Pain are happy to play the waiting game because they know that it's a very tough task for the Fluffy Aimers to get past their crosshairs. So, 5-0 for Pain. Fluffy Aimers gonna have to settle for pistols into this round. Do have the full loss bonus, but I mean, Sacrifice only being at 450, it's not helping their cause. Skulls in a prime position to rack up some more frags. Has been the best player for Pain Gaming, no questions asked. Yeah, look at that. They could
Gets them a lot, but now, all right, Zevi playing around it.
Oh.
Ooh, little spicier than it needed to be. Lyrcy, though, low and alone, and no access to the ball either. He's sectioned off from it. Trying to get back around. The flank is on. Nekiz will be getting him eventually if he tries to back away. So he's contained. They know it. They've got the op section on this angle. There really shouldn't be anything Lyrcy's able to do.
Maybe a nice headshot with the deagle.
Even then, he'd get traded.
Yeah. No, I was saying that's what he could do before he gets traded. But yeah, no.
True.
6-0 for Pain. Not really having too much trouble dealing with the pistols. It was a little bit scary on the opening moments of that entry in towards the A site, but afterwards they settled things down. Skulls dies for the first time so far in this map, but everyone else picks up the pace. Bigu's got 8 along with Hard Zhao. So
The thing
far,
I'm really
great.
interested by is, and we haven't seen it yet because I don't think they've had healthy enough money yet, even though they're up 6-0, is whether the secondary op's going to come out on the Zevi. Because it has just been hard out, right? To section out B. They want to commit that op. They want to keep Zevi mobile. And I mean, he's very good with the rifle, so it's not an issue.
Right.
Ooh, watch out for them bows! Liz is coming looking. I think Hardzal might have realized just in time that he was sitting a little chunky on the angle.
Yeah. No, it's curious to see. I mean, usually Zevi will be the one with the op. You're right. He's fantastic with the rifle as well, but Hardzal sticking to it for now. Once they get a little bit more money,
Look
you
at
have to
Zevi. This is
imagine
what
the op's
allows
gonna
him.
come
He
out.
might find the bomb. Oh my god, Zevi. He might have everything. He's got the C4. He's spotted 2 now. He's going to take the first. I don't even think he knows he has the C4. But now they know there's a player at spawn. This is absolute chaos. Big who just peeks mid because Dia's eyes are locked on his periphery. A kill for sacrifice, but it just doesn't matter. They don't have the C4. Healing Zevi maybe gives you a chance to do something, but what?
Last one.
1v3 now.
That's just such a good play from Zevi, right? He finds the first one, then backs off into T-spawn, knowing that just the threat of him being there, as Hardzal's going to close this one out, just the threat of him being there is enough as the team ace comes through. And yeah, it's just so well played. Once you have that back lines in your control, Fluffy Aimers just don't know where to look and can't feel comfortable going for any type of execute, and that's when pain pounds. 7-0. They are going to, if they take this next round, already have the half in their possession.
Well, not what you'd call the most encouraging start on an Anubius here, John. Shadow's just been spotted. Well, better get that gun out, Sonny. Trade is there. A little awkward for Payne to start things off. We've talked about the difficulty with fresh starts. Let's see. Big Zero has been great in mid. They've started to get a feel for where he wants to play, but I guess he's still not going to be able to connect.
It doesn't matter. He's just too strong from this position. Jason trying to challenge here. Bigu's missing the shots, but so is Jason. Sacrifice, grabbing the AK, and immediately gets down to the ground. Zevi can't get the second one, so some space gain here. Maybe a bomb plant.
Bomb plant. If he hurries. Okay, no longer a bomb plant. There was a chance, John. If they held on to that mid position, there was no fast rotation in. But as a result of going down immediately, the quick reaction from Payne, Dia's stuck here. He's so committed into this heaven peak that as he clears around, he's going to spot the first. There's still a chance to make this happen. Spot Hardzal's post on the angle, and Dia had no idea he was there the entire time. So, it's all good.
Yep. Just Fluffy Aimers can't get past the defense that Pain Gaming are setting up here. And finally the op. There it is.
There it is.
Knew it was going to happen
right.
eventually. There's the double op setup. Zevi gonna grab it. Hardzal with one as well. And now this is even more problematic for the Fluffy Aimers. They do have the full loss bonus, so they get a buy up here with AKs across the board. But wow, Zevi down mid with the op.
One of the things I'm curious about is actually how this changes it up, because they were super mobile to start, right? We actually saw Zevi as a bit of a boundary. Oh, Neki is going through the smoke. That's so bold. They didn't need to do it.
No.
They didn't need to do it. They're in such comfortable control. Now it's pressure on towards B. Because Zara has to come in to reinforce. At least he can more freely do this, but Hardzal gets caught. Here by the glyph, the change-up pitch. They tried to throw it, but instead, it seems like Fluffy Aimers might just be knocking it out of the park. Pressure on a Big Zara. Molotov's around. He's found the safe haven, though. And he's going to collect the first kill. That's going to be Obelisk, trying to get the util out. Timing is everything here, but his molly goes down in time. Bigu's swinging back in off his teammate's flash. He is so mobile right now, and with teammates starting to reinforce, it looks like he's going to be able to make good. Look at the health. Look at the health remaining, John.
Yeah, it's 19 HP combined for the Fluffy Aimers amongst these two players. That flashbang, I'm not sure who threw it, but wow, it was phenomenal because it hits every single player trying to get in through B entrance and gives Bigu the space to maneuver around and find himself a second frag. Now Jason, along with Dia, are just so lit. They have space to get into the bomb site, but I don't know.
Well, for the moment, here's the check back in. I don't know if Zevi's spotted. Ooh, he's so wary. He knows mid's open, so he can't trust anything. And actually bring the fight potentially to him.
They are, yes.
Dia posted on the angle now. Might have spotted the barrel. There's the spot. There's the confirmation. He'll wait for his teammate to play together. It's unconfirmed damage. Otherwise, Zevi would probably be on the sidearm. And now he's lost his teammate. Now he's lost Big Guzera. Huge kill for Dia to find. Massive kill. Zevi's got the right idea. First one found. Make up for this all. But again, unconfirmed damage. Means it's ring around the rosy. Yeah, and Dia's pockets will be full of the posies. No scopes, no scopes. They all fall down.
Oh my goodness. Low HP or not, it doesn't matter when you've got Zevi at your disposal with the AWP knocking him down one after the other. 9-0 in favor of Pain. Unbelievable stuff there. Even when it looked like Fluffy Aimers had the advantage, Pain came back and stole it right out from under their noses. Not a single round to speak of here for the Fluffy Aimers in this first half. And oh, Big is getting adventurous again, and he will go down first in a 5v4 advantage for the Fluffy Aimers, which they had found in the previous round, even though it didn't yield a round victory.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing FA settle down, expect the aggression, but the problem is it just keeps coming, right? Pain, full confidence. They bring the kill back, but Nick is lost. Trying to go for B main control. Pain are fighting a lot. And considering they're 9-0 up, this is really interesting that they're trying to fight so much at once.
And their economy hasn't stabilized either, so they need to be really, really careful, and they're not being careful. We've seen 9-0 leads disappear before, so it's anything but certain at this point.
It is indeed, but Zevi's going to have a chance to be the hero here again. Pressure's coming towards the A side. He's posted right now. If they just go contact, which we've seen them do a lot of times. Oh, shot's going to miss. A rare whiff from Zevi. Molotov can come in to try and harass this bomb plant, but it's even a little too deep. And now on the flank, Hardzao's dropped, so with the money being what it is, they might just try and back away. He wants to come in. He spotted the elbow, who will get one kill. But coming back through, that's over. Skulls likely has to just back away, play for exits maybe, but this is a great way to get your one round on the board. Yes, it is just one, but as you pointed out, John, the money is brittle.
Yeah, and also Pain are their own worst enemy right now. They're pushing up, taking these aggressive fights. Yes, in the previous round, they were able to come back from behind and take it, but on a consistent basis, you can't find success in that way, which we saw on Inferno for Pain. Skull should be able to get one here. Dia's a little too passive there. There's the second. So economic damage coming through. Skulls could even get the last. There it is. 3K for him. And Fluffy Aimers can't build up their economy. In fact, their economy is really bad because of that. Well, I mean, they won the round, but...
Yeah, but it's a potential swing right back the other way, and Pain's going to chase this. You've got Hardzao and double eco, right? You already have enough money for Skulls to be able to drop over some guns, so you can actually make this one look pretty good. But now it's going to be about the commitment. Big Uzair with just an MP9. How's he going to try and section out mid? That's where he's been holding most of the time, so this time, presumably going to have to close in a little more. It's one of the more passive mid holds that we see. But you know what's not passive is Neki is spamming into the canals early. Looking for a freebie. Looking to get lucky, and that won't be afforded to him, but damage back the other way.
Yeah, Big is playing more back towards Palace, where he found success in the early goings of his half. I think it's better for him rather than going for those aggressive plays. Finally settling down a little bit on their side after that round loss.
Pain can make good here.
Yeah.
All is forgiven. Don't have to worry about it, but such a huge opportunity for FA to make a map of this one. Try and keep their hopes alive here in their debut in ECL. There's the spot. Maybe just trying to set Zevi up. They don't have a flashbang for that fight. Utility is at a premium. And it seems like this is going to finish B. We've seen a molly for Obelisk quite a bit, but there is no molly available here, so Hardzao's going to have the strong position by Glyph. Here it goes. There's the first spot. Hardzao holding his angle, but he'll lose a teammate. Oh no, Hardzao only gets one. Where did his bullets go? I don't know. But what I do know is the site's lost, and in a 2v4, this could be it. Skulls wants to bait out an extra peek. But he's not going to get one, and you'd imagine they're going to have to save.
Yeah, I mean, that was weird. That was a three-way crossfire that Pain had on that B site, and every single player dropped with minimal damage done the other way. So the Fluffy Aimers are indeed going to find a second round victory in a row. And Pain Gaming, money is broken. They have to save whatever they can. They will maybe get an A1S out of this. You see a bit of a hunt coming through from the Fluffy Aimers, even though they also cannot afford to lose their guns. They have to be careful. They want to try, take that risk, potentially putting a bit more pressure on to Pain into the next round, but they won't get that A1S out of Skulls' hands. That'll be that. Second round picked up. Probably all you're going to see into this round is already up and running.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge opportunity for the Aimers now. This is where they make good. A little bit of disjointedness on the B site defense causes problems. So with just the pistols, Pain might try something cheeky. 3 stacking towards mid. That's the cheekiness. Want to try and take the control here. Got aggression here a couple times, so it's not a bad read. And here comes the SMG, the pistol. If they can get this kill, they can maybe drop another gun and use it further forward. That's a great shot on the Skulls. But Big Uzera, he'll still get the last laugh. Drops a rifle. 2 can be saved through, but now they have to shift back into that A defense, knowing that their presence in mid means that A was likely light. But Fluffy Aimers, they're not so quick to respond. We've seen them take their time on these T sides, and that seems to be the case here as well. Nekis is trying to save the smoke till the absolute last moment as the cave player.
Yeah. I mean, Peeping can catch him out just with a good peek here. There's the smoke out. Peeping connects onto him and then finishes him off. So there you go. B site likely taken. Hard's out, still hiding behind pillar, and he tried to come out at the right moment. It didn't work. And that should be the site taken. You want to save those rifles if you're Pain. No reason to toss them away.
They're thinking about exits, but they don't even really necessarily need them. Guns are much more valuable. Zevi will catch Dia. Make a quick check. No one else is here. And there we go. AK upgrade available. Didn't take it. But that should end the hunt, realistically. Money's still not great for FA.
Yeah, no, they don't need to hunt any further, and neither do Pain. So both teams will likely end the round as it stands. Fluffy Aimers find a third in a row. And like I said, you know, that 9-0 lead can quickly disappear. And Fluffy Aimers are already cutting into it. Pain will have a much better buy up into this next round, though. With the 2 rifles saved up, they can be dropped over if needed, and everyone else should be able to get what they like. Bigu might drop an AWP. We'll see. Yep, there it is. And it will be handed to Zevi. So even though we saw Hard Zhao handling the opping duties for the majority of this first half, Zevi is now going to be the lone carrier of the big green.
I mean, when you need a big round, no offense to Hard Zhao, he's a great player. He's a very capable player, but when you need that explosive performance, you give it to the hot hand, and that is Zevi. This guy has been unreal, next level with the AWP.
Agreed. And Hard Zhao's always been a solid secondary offer, though.
That he has. Let's see what they got. Facing towards mid. Bigu's been great in this position. He's already spent all his util, and this time Learcy gets the better of him. Bigu wanted the more aggressive posturing, but it gets caught trying to go towards the double doors, and now they have to reroute. Zhao dropping util. That's a great bit of initiative from Nekias. Flash off of Zevi. Sets him up. There's the kill. They're going to know the op was towards B, though, because Zevi got that flash assist. So if they're thinking about it, a bit of information given away. Got some options here with this mid control. Take it as a result. In towards A, it seems Timely Smoke might slow this down. But Hard Zhao's going to rotate off of it, so Skulls is very much on an island. Without mid support, without mid control, he could be in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, they have no information as to where Fluffy Aimers could be right now, so it's a bit tough. Yeah, Hard Zhao's waiting on the other side. He peeks around the right time. The deal looks the wrong way.
That's bomb. That's huge timing here. Hard Zhao recommitting. Didn't need to do that. Just need to keep the doubt in their mind. And all right, that's where the mistake comes in. Hard Zhao re-aggressing. That allows them to refocus in towards the A site, and that leaves Skulls out in the open exposed. Still 2-on-3. This is retakeable, and it seems like they're going to give it a look. Neki is trying to make the hero play. Zevi just making his way in. He's been spotted. That's a nice shot to the uppercut. Zevi next to Falter. Indeed he is. Sacrifice holding the spray, and Fluffy Aimers from a 9-0 have recovered with 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah, I mean, you said Hards out, perhaps getting a little over aggressive, but a lot of credit to Learcy for retaking that very, very well. I mean, he just came around that corner, convinced he was going to win the fight, did, and then went back into A and also got the player in heaven. So well played for him. The Fluffy Aimers are continuing to win rounds here. That's their 4th in a row, and Pain don't have the money to reinvest really that much into this round. I mean, you have an A4, but outside of that, 257s, the CZ, and the Mag 7. Big U's going to get taken down to 53 HP here. That'll probably be dead to rights. Yeah, he is. Learcy dropping him. And since the early parts of this half, when they were on that 9-0 run, Big U's has really disappeared. Hasn't really had that impact he was having previously. And that's a lot of pressure on Zevi's shoulders. As a result, Zevi won't get anything either with the A4. So 5v3, not much left for Pain to work with either, both in terms of hardware and utility.
Putting themselves in off angles. I mean, really trying to commit into off angles is so bold. You're basically hoping to catch one lurker. It's a little weird to see at times, right? Because Pain should feel comfortable as the favorites here. They're giving themselves some really tricky angles to try and defend. Now, look, we will say, all said and done, everything being what it is, if this winds up being 9 rounds CT side for Pain, that's a pretty dang good half. And they still got a chance to make this one work. What? Oh my god. It's turned on a dime. Dia caught out, dropped down, Sacrifice. He has to battle back into Canal just to get the bomb. He's only got 35 seconds to do it. Molotov to push him further back. Sacrifice. He's in such a tough spot here.
Oh, no.
Another Molly's picked up. Hardzout's just going to keep dumping this utility to slow time down. What do you do with your Sacrifice? You have to save your nades to try and get back through this choke point. And now they're going to take the long angles. Going to make life so difficult for you. Flashbang dodged on the initial. It barely does anything. You're the fish, and they've brought you the barrel. 10 rounds found. Double digits on Pain Gaming. Not content with 9 at all. Mag 7 OP.
I mean, look, yeah, it can be very explosive, and it was there, but Fluffy Aimers, that's a 5v3. I mean, you just have to group up together and go for a hit, and they were grouped up, but they couldn't deal with what was thrown their way and just completely fell apart. Chaos sown by Pain Gaming with those pistols and the Mag 7. And a 10th round picked up when it looked almost impossible. Hardzout's going to get one here, charging out with the op. Not the best of ideas going out towards water with that op, but hey, look, he gets one traded out. Dia gets a second. Neck is going to get dropped. 4v3 man advantage found again for the Fluffy Aimers.
Oh, that's a nice way to recover, though. Right back into even Stevens as the nade does chase. A little bit of spice. It's the in-game leader and his young guns who remain. Piguzera is right and left hook. Looking like Andros out here. Clearing towards mid. Space taken. There's going to be some information. And Piguzera might actually push in. Ooh, the pinch back in towards A could be spicy if they can make it work. Utility starting to be deployed here from Skulls just to get him back into the angle. He loves this really open heaven plant, or heaven spot rather. As they clear back in, do they clear him? He's played this a couple times. They know, but the smoke allows him to get back away. Stumping his own util to make life uncomfortable as his teammates get in position. Look at Piguzera fast on the flank, in towards A main. If he gets his kill, Learcy's coming looking for it, but he doesn't have the shot, and now it's all falling apart. Sacrifice done. 11 rounds to send us to the half. Live and back into it. Pain Gaming up 11-4, looking dominant on their CT side. Little wobble there, little wobble towards the end, but quickly corrected. And I mean, when all is said and done, if they can take any degree of command here on their attacking half, it's going to be over quickly. That's a nice bit of initiative. The fight out cave. They're full committing into this. And now the problem is they let them in towards B, but that's a good kill. Big pick found and the cave cleared out means that this plant should be on. And indeed it is. A commit from the temple. Ooh, down goes one. A trade is there. And sacrifice. Again, coming up big with the pistol plays. On the hearts out. He's got them lined up, but Peeping takes the final kill, and Sacrifice secures the pistol round for the Fluffy Aimers.
Sacrifice is a pretty scary customer, it seems, on these pistol rounds, with that USP in particular at 4 on Inferno CT side, and this time too, in critical juncture, of course, on the CT side for the Fluffy Aimers in their pistol rounds. So they won 3 of the 4 pistols. They've got a 5th round as a result. Pain don't get a bomb plant out of it, so now... Or did they get the bomb plant, Mike? Am I going crazy? They did get the bomb plant. So they will be able to force up here. They got the AK, the SG, the Galil, and
probably would have done it anyway. But let's see where the Krieg.
I don't know if they would have.
Krieg for the fight out cave. Oh, I love this. This is Evie saying, do it again. Do it again. I dare you.
No,
do it again.
With an SG.
Try me again. They got 553 in the gun's name because that's the number of bullets I'm going to put into you see? I don't know why he's a 1920s gangster, but he is now, John. Don't worry about it.
Well.
Don't worry about it. Neck is his gained cave. Ooh, that's a good position to hold on to later in, but he's actually going to concede it. Doesn't want to stick around. You can be flash cleared back in, but having seen nothing there, they don't have information. He knows that for FA, and it seems like... I was going to say Pain might be committing into A, but it seems like they don't want to make the decision just yet. A would be a great read. If you get this mid control, I mean, I guess Sacrifice has now come back around to support it, so the moments may be lost, but it's still definitely a pressure point.
Absolutely. I mean, if you can take down Peeping, perhaps, towards the mid position, and then not really have to worry about... I mean, Sacrifice obviously creates more of a problem, like you said, but still...
Right, that gets the kill. That's the opener.
There you go.
He knows the second player's here, but that's going to draw focus, and that distracts him just in time for this swing to come out. Now they gain the A site, but Dia holding the corner. Oh, he makes so good on it. They didn't clear it. They didn't clear it, and Zevi only gets 1 off the Krieg. The Eagle can't ring true, and this one's said and done. I'm amazed they didn't clear that because that was Skull's favorite position to hold on this site.
Unreal. Fluffy Aimers get a second. The force buy does not yield anything for Pain Gaming, and now, well, they're going to have to save. Could buy some pistols. Pistol upgrades wouldn't be bad. P250s, maybe a Deagle here and there. We'll see what they decide to invest into the round. Will be Eagle. 4 of them, to be precise. Hardzao doesn't want to buy into anything here while being at only the 2100 mark, except for the armor that he gets. So if a gun gets dropped, probably going to be thrown Hardzao's way. Yeah, so much damage on the neck is then flicks into the smoke and then gets to... What? Dia doesn't see anything, only the tracers, but he follows them seemingly perfectly and gets himself 2 for free. Ay. That's just pistol for Pain, but still.
Kills coming through. Kills coming through. Oh. Hardzaw gets 1. Money getting healthy here is great for FA.
Yeah.
And I mean, at this point, they just Hardzaw's dead one way or another. Does he get another kill? He does indeed. Oh my God, Hardzaw. Make it expensive, why don't you? Little stinger on the end there. It was looking like it was going to be so very healthy for FA, but play right into his hands. Right into his crosshair.
That was the plan all along for Hardzao. He knew he was going to get 3 frags out of that round. Wow. Those are some nice shots. Great crosshair placement, helping to yield that type of performance. And now, as you mentioned, I mean, Fluffy Aimers, they were looking good, like they had the economic foundation. It disappears because of what Hardzao does, and only Sacrifice has more than 1K in the bank account at 2.6. Everyone else below the $700 mark. Pain Gaming on to their first full-on buy, of course, in this half as well, with 4 AKs, and Zevi really wants to try and use that Krieg here on the T side of Anubis. I mean, certainly there are a lot of long-range engagements, so you've got the potential to use it pretty effectively. We'll see. In this situation, not really long range, and there's the result peeping. He's going to take him down quite quickly. Trade comes through for Skulls, but he takes a lot of damage as a result. No,
He's got the bomb, but oh, if he gets the kill, all that much better. Dia so very low. The bait was the chance to secure the C4, but turns out that may have been a little bit too good to be true. Pressure on. Learcy maybe coming in to support his teammate and Jason. But Nick is just holding on to this cave control. Mid's been left wide open. Hides out sees nothing. Big Goose sees nothing. And they say thank you. As a matter of fact, we will. Utility in, making life uncomfortable. Molotov to slow them down, but they're past it. Oh, Dia still hit the shot, but it's not a kill. And going down, sacrifice now makes this so very difficult. His teammates are routing like they want to go for the retake. And a 2-on-3 might be too tempting a prospect, but Pain Gaming now look to be in pole position to secure round number 12.
Jason's going for it, though. And he goes down for the count. Skulls with a perfect shot from the AK. Learcy, at this point, the money's not good. You got to think about the save. Don't go for that hero play. And indeed, Learcy says, as much as I do not want to go for the save and I want to try and clutch this round out, I will indeed fall back and keep the A4 up and running, yielding that 12th round to Pain Gaming. That was a great little recovery there by Pain as they lose the first player, but Skulls comes around the corner, gets the trade, and almost more than that, right? He drives Dia down to 2 HP, which means Dia can't hold aggressive angles anymore with that op.
Now, here's the prime opportunity, right? You've got the broken buy. FA presumably going to buy into this one since a lot of players are double eco. But this would put you on to 13 if you can surmount it. And at that point, 14, right? This is the chance to put the game away. So
Yes.
FA needs a hero play. They need someone to step up big.
It's really tough because they were fighting from so far behind at the beginning of this half, down 11-4, and they did manage to get 3 of the first 4 rounds, of course. But Pain finding that first one, and Fluffy AIMERS not building up their economy well, really has cost them. Neck is going to go out here, and he goes down first. Learcy,
That's a little
with
wild.
one of those rifles, finds it. And this is where the stack is, Mike. It could get dangerous for Pain.
Yeah, it's all good, though. They're dismantling it. They're taking this apart like they're a wrecking ball. This is oh so much plywood. Completely dismantled. So yes, they go right into the potential danger, just trying to make the faster play with no information, but Pain Gaming, they're good for it. Skulls, specifically, is good for it. He kills 3. That is very important to find. Now, no money saved through. Just the 2K across the board means this should be a pure eco to give Fluffy AIMERS one real chance to fight for this map.
Yeah, on Inferno with Skulls and Akiz that were doing the work, and I think Hardzao as well was implicated, but this time it's Skulls again, and Hardzao leading the charge, in fact, at 22-11, but in that previous round, Skulls was so integral in ensuring that Pain got that 13th, and as you mentioned before, Mike, Fluffy AIMERS don't have any money here because they were on the double eco, they went for the force buy, and now it's just Pistol to charge up the bridge, hope for the best, and well, hope is all they're going to have into this round as they fall by the wayside. 4 players deleted by Big U, and Learcy eats a nade.
And the ace! Love setting up your teammate for that. Zevi dunks the nade and goes, yeah, he's got to be lit. Go get him. Go get him, Captain. Go get your ace. Big U Zera. What a time to pad your stats.
Wow.
Bam. Bada bing, bada boo.
I mean, I admire the effort for Fluffy AIMERS not having much in the round. They say, you know what, let's try something cheeky, and it just doesn't work at all. Big U's
happens.
ready. I mean, yeah, of course, you got to try something with the pistols. I don't blame him.
Get weird with it. Speaking of getting weird with it, teammate aggression gets 1, no more. So victory here for Pain Gaming. They are all too happy for a 2-for-1 trade. Now the pressure's on, and Jason wanders into the open. This could be it. This could be the map. Realistically, this should already be a save, and Netkiz trying to bring it a step further.
Yeah?
Yeah, they gotta be a little careful. The bomb's not here. But all right, if they kill everybody, it just won't matter. Peeping going to try a hero play because this is disastrous now for FA. The chances to win this map down the drain. Circling it right now, at least. Peeping going to try and make the play through smoke. He might have found the gap because who would expect this? Oh my goodness.
They're going to have no idea he's on site, Mike.
Who would ever expect this? If he kills a cave player... Oh, he holds his nerve. The turn, though, he's huge, and Zevi's ready. Quick reaction. That's what you like to see. The reason he held his nerve is because he heard the B main rotate. So he knows that's the bomb. If he holds, kills the cave guy right as the B main guy comes through, gets both, then he has the bomb and the best chance. I actually love the discipline there. Just doesn't work out in this situation.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. The fact that he slips through and then waits for the opportunity to perhaps do exactly what you were saying, Mike, because for sure he had that information, but oh, man, it was the best opportunity to take the round. Unfortunately for him, Skulls turns around and almost takes him down, and after that, he's ripe for the picking. So Pain are going to have 8 opportunities to close out this map and the series. Not much of a buyout for the Fluffy Aimers. 3 MP9s, a FAMAS, and a Scout. And they have heavy presence on the B site, which appears to be the final destination for Pain. Although the bomb is still down in T-spawn. So Pain want to gain that space, and then they'll rotate back for the bomb afterwards. Leersy goes down first. Sacrifice gets the trade. Could get a second here. No, just barely misses taking down Big Azera. And that means a 4v3 advantage with Jason barely alive to the round corner.
He got hit by the flash. That actually gave away his position if he was going to hold on to it. Cheeky kill, all onto Peeping now to try and keep their hopes alive in this map. He's got the first. And it cost him much health, but these 2 remaining players are wounded. Big Uzera is actually rerouting the bomb, knowing that this is here, but on the smoke fade, Skulls will never be missing. So full control for Pain. As close as Inferno was, this one was all Pain all day. It's kind of what we expected going into it, but still, I think the Fluffy Aimers showed us enough in this series to mean that we should actually be somewhat interested in what's going to happen to this team down the stretch. I think they got the chance to take some of the other squads in their group of ECL and really make things competitive.
Yeah, I think we need to see a few more maps out of them. We need to see how deep their map pool can go, if it's just Inferno and then after that it falls off a cliff, or if they have more to show us. But definitely, I agree with you, Mike. There's something here that looks interesting for the Fluffy Aimers. And Dia, I mean, he looked fantastic. So we're seeing why they decided to pick him up and bring him onto this squad, because certainly has been performing quite well against one of the best teams, if not the best team in Challenger League.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good one to prove yourself against. This is a good one to wet with the whistle against. Certainly going to get easier from here on out, you'd imagine, for this squad. But that's going to wrap up our broadcast for the evening. Nice early one here on the NAECL. So we will be back tomorrow, actually.
Yeah.
As the fun does continue. We got another ECL this week, so join us for NA tomorrow night. We'll see you there. Goodbye, everybody.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.